Hi everybody, it's Anna back with Unearthed Arcana, and we are here today with our 6th episode of our Skyrim Wildlander modpack Let's Play series, following the Permadeath Dunmer of Taniesi, also known as Tani, who is our two-handed heavy armor Spellblade. She's Dunmer, she's kind of a mean fighting goon. She's just like not a very bright lady. She's kind of in it for the money and for the violence, and that's okay. We love her for it. Also, we love her hair. I just started this episode with her helmet off so we could appreciate just how awesome her hair is. I also really like how this armor looks. Like, it still has a little bit of the fantasy boob armor effect, but it's not nearly as bad as some of the other ones, and she just looks so beefy in this, so I love it. This episode, we have some fun quests planned. We're going to go kill a hagraven as part of the Blessings of Nature quest. We're going to head down to Falkreath and kill some bandits at Knifepoint Ridge. Kill some more bandits that the Jarl of Falkreath is going to ask us to kill. And then there's probably a bunch of bandits on the road we're going to murder as well. So we're looking at like a solid, I don't know, I want to say like probably 5 or 6 bandit fights over the course of today. Like maybe 6 including this hagraven, and then a bunch of bandits between Riverwood, Falkreath, and this area here. So this will be a very gory and violent episode. I think that'll be a really fun way to shift into the early middle game, as we can now just plow through bandits with impunity and really get to show off just how strong a heavy armor two-handed character is once we've hit our early game stride. As far as other recap goes, I'm going to stick with my shorter recap that I did last episode, so you can skip that if you kind of know all about Wildlander in this particular video series. I'll have that bookmarked below where the gameplay starts. But we are playing the Wildlander mod pack, so for those of you who aren't familiar, this is one of those pre-configured Wabbajack tool mod packs that comes with hundreds of mods installed. You can see a bunch of them already here in the MCM, plus hundreds more on the back end. And Wildlander is all about increasing the survival and role-playing elements of Skyrim. It adds lots of combat mechanics that make combat harder. It also makes the game look and sound better. So I love Wildlander. I think it's the definitive way for me to enjoy Skyrim in 2025, and I really encourage everybody to check it out or check out the different communities like the subreddit, the Discord server, or the wiki. This video series assumes you have some sort of baseline knowledge of Wildlander. If you don't, though, like whether you're a newcomer learning the mechanics or a veteran who knows it really well, you could still enjoy this playthrough as just a modded Skyrim run that's like particularly violent and gory and has lots of like gritty combat sequences, which honestly I think those are the most fun Skyrim playthroughs for me. Plus you get to hear me cackle as we behead things, which is always fun. As far as our run itself goes, we have some kind of run rules here. So our character is playing a permadeath run, so if she dies, that's the end of the run. We can't reload the saves. That just makes the game a little bit harder and makes combat much more rewarding for me. Bye, Vilcus. We'll come find you later, buddy. We actually do need to talk to Vilcus soon, so I hope I don't forget to go find him. So permadeath, that's the first rule. Second rule is there's no HUD on the screen, so you'll notice that even if my spell and my weapon's out, even if I have, other spells out, third person, first person, doesn't matter. There's no HUD, and that also includes health bars and compass, and that just makes the game much more visually appealing, but also makes combat harder because I won't be able to see those resources on screen. And finally, we're also playing with unpaused menus, so even though my inventory is open here, I can like navigate around it in the middle of moving my character around, whether in first or third person. I do leave the console as a way to actually pause the game in case I need to troubleshoot something, or just for recording purposes. There's sometimes I want to pause the game to talk about something, but 99% of the time we're using unpaused menus. You do not have to enjoy Wildlander as a permadeath, no HUD, unpaused menu game, but it is super fun if you do, and that's how I like to enjoy my runs. As far as our character skills go, we did level up last time. We have finally hit base HP 150, so we can transition to leveling up Magicka going forward. And then the perk that I got Tani as she leveled up between episodes was the first perk of magic resistance. So between this perk here, which is 10%, and then a custom enchanted cloak in her inventory that I contracted with Farengar, the court wizard, to enchant for Tani. She's rocking 19% magic resistance, which is pretty good as we shift over to the end of the early game and the early part of the mid game. You can also always check your resistances by going to the MCM and then going to the Requiem skills menu, secondary attributes, and it will tell you all of your resistances here. So Dunmer have an innate 65% fire, then we have our magic resistance, a little bit of disease resistance. I have no idea why we have any disease resistance. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure where that comes from. And you can see how this impacts our move speed and our secondary skills like armor penetration. And there's some derived attributes here and kind of like it tells you where some of this stuff is coming from. So just kind of looking under the hood of our character a bit. And then as far as inventory goes, the big change since last time, other than the fact that we have no two-handed weapons right now, because we're actually currently waiting to pick those up from the blacksmith Adrian Avenici, which we will do at the beginning of the gameplay section of this episode. But we picked up this Eminent Squire necklace from Komato, who is the leader of the Alakir warriors who we killed last time. And this gives us a bunch of extra armor. So between this and our, I'll get our helmet back on now that we all got to fangirl and fanboy out at Tanny's hair. Between all of these armor items, she's rocking an 868 base armor rating, which is pretty good. Then we got a bunch of potions, some scrolls. We'll have to pick up some food before we go. We'll eventually start getting some alchemy skill points. We'll probably actually start doing that this episode or next episode. And then we'll explore alchemy more. And then yeah, kind of nothing else of really too much value here. Last time, I don't think I actually talked about what I did last time. Last time we did the In My Time of Need quest, and we helped Sadia, the super suspicious and shady Redguard barmaid at the Bannered Mare. But she hired us to kill some people, and that is exactly what we did because Tanny doesn't ask questions. She's sort of a point and click kind of lady. So we got that quest done for her. And then we also went out to the Whiterun Plains and cleared out, in addition to Swindler's Den, Fort Greymore, which was occupied by bandits, and Halted Stream Camp. Swindler's Den doesn't actually mark as cleared if you just do the In My Time of Need quest. You'll have to go back there, and bandits respawn to occupy it, and you have to kill them again. And the second time you kill them, it actually marks as cleared. So if you ever have that issue, that's why that's coming up on your map. Okay, so I think that's it for our recap. And like I said, today we're going to do a bunch of quests around Falkreath, starting by going over to Orphan Rock, which is actually just north of that Stormcloak camp that we went to in the second episode. And we're going to kill a hagraven there. And that is for the Danica Pure Spring quest, Blessings of Nature, which is the prerequisite quest to become Jarl of Whiterun. Or not Jarl, that'd be awesome. Thane of Whiterun. And then we'll also do some of these other Falkreath quests. Let's head out, though. Let's kind of get this show on the road. First thing I'm going to do is just wander around the companions area and see if we can snag any of the skill trainers before we leave. I would love to have Vilcus and Farkas give us a little bit of training before we head out. Farkas is over here because he's waiting for me to return, because we're currently doing a quest for him, so he's waiting for us at the front door.
Skjor says that I have the strength of
I've talked about this in previous runs, but I have a role-playing rule that I only level up one skill per trainer per day. So Farkas, for today, we can do one skill in heavy armor, but that's it. We can't do any other skills. I just find that's a nice way to slow the pace of your character leveling up, and also simulate the fact that it takes time to learn new skills and techniques. Feels always weird when you just like dump a ton of gold into someone, just like level your skill up 5 times in the span of 60 seconds of in-game time. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But you definitely don't have to do that. You can pump gold into those trainers if you want to. The other 2 trainers I want to hit before we head out of here, like I said, Vilcus is one of them, the 2-handed trainer, but I also want to see if Najada is here. Oh, it looks like Najada is here. That's awesome. I love Najada. A lot of people have crushes on different companions. They're all very crushable. This is like, God, what's the name of that show? Like Lover's Island or something? I'm just like kind of dating myself here by not knowing the name of this like hit new reality series. Anyway, companions are kind of like that. Like they're all a bunch of cuties and hotties. I love Najada.
I'm still trying to figure out
just
why
like,
Skjor let
I
you
said
in
this
in
in
the
previous
first place.
episodes, just like a total stone butch, and it's just like seriously my vibe.
I can. It might save your life.
Let's get a little block skill training from her.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
And then from Vilkis, we'll get a little bit of two-handed skill training.
I've been looking for you.
Ooh, and there's the
That's something I'm
courier.
supposed
So
to
the
deliver.
courier snuck up on us from behind here.
Let's see here. Looks like
And
that's
he's
it.
going to give us
Got
the
to go.
craftsman notice that lets us know that Adrian Avanici is done with our crafting order that we placed for her.
I've heard
While
you
I'm
may
back here, I'll
actually
just
be-
have Ayala
I'll show
train
you
us in
what I know.
archery just to like facilitate some leveling up. Actually, like leveled it up from 0 to 3.
All right then.
Alright, let's head out of here and let's go do a little bit of shopping before we leave Whiterun. Yeah, so the reason Tani doesn't have any of her two-handed swords here is last episode, at the end of the episode, I noticed that my ancient Nordic honed greatsword was a little bit dull. So I wanted to get Adrian Avanici to sharpen that. Then I also, last episode, or at least in between last episode and the previous episode, so episodes 4 and 5, I contracted with Adrian for her to craft us a silver greatsword, which is sort of our staple sword for killing Draugr and other undead. So she finished that in between the 5th and the 6th episode, and now we're going to go pick that up today. So that way when we eventually do clear out Bleak Falls Barrow, which will probably be episode 7, so the next episode of the series, after we clear out Bleak Falls, or when we clear out Bleak Falls, we'll have a silver greatsword, which will make that a lot
If it's
easier.
work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires?
If we get a bounty from her, she'll have us go clear out Swindler's Den because it's the only available bandit area left, and we're not a high enough level to get giant bounties, so I'm not going to bother asking about this, but
Take a look.
let's see what food she has. Definitely going to grab the beef stew. Let's grab a little bit of mammoth tomato stew as well as a tomato soup for some magicka. Mammoth tomato stew is for our stamina regeneration. Let's get our chicken and lavender honey dumplings for damage and magic resistance respectively. And then under pies, we'll grab a meat pie for a little bit of extra stamina. And that's kind of our usual
Need anything
complement of
else?
food
Just let me
item.
know.
My character's also hungry. Wow, she's actually ravenous. That's super bad.
I'm telling you, I heard
Well,
it.
I have a ton of
Drink for
money,
the
so I'm just
thirsty,
gonna like
Food for the
find
hungry.
Holda's cheapest food. It's just like, I always feel bad when I just like eat like 10 pieces of butter. It's super gross. Let's make a proper meal for Tani. Let's get a little butter, cooked leeks, a little cooked potato. Let's get some salmon. Maybe 2 salmon. Then we'll also get a nice little cheese slice at the very
I
end.
think
Nice
I've got
little
some mugs need scrubbing.
balanced meal for Tani right here. Mmm, tasty. Oh, this actually makes me hungry. This sounds like a really good combination of items. Okay, looks like we're good on our thirst being quenched and our hunger being satiated. Second to last stop before we head out is going to be the potion vendor, Arcadia. Also check the missive board before we go. We could grab this heirloom from Green Spring Hollow or Felglow Keep. Felglow Keep is not an early game dungeon. Do not go there in the early game. You will get murdered, especially not in a permadeath run. But I'll see who wants us to do those things because for role-playing reasons, Tani might do this if she knows these people. So Green Spring Hollow is... Who the fuck is Elrendir? I have no idea who that is. Tani is definitely not going to do this for Elrendir. This seems like chump change. It's like low gold for someone she doesn't give a shit about. What about Felglow Keep? Oh, this is super funny. I think Olam is, I think this is Amren's wife, maybe? Might be Nazim's wife. It's one of their wives. I'm gonna pretend. I think this is Amren's wife, though. If this is Amren's wife, I think this is hilarious because she gives him a ton of shit for going to spend money to find a sword, and now she's gonna pay us a ton of money to go find a mace from a substantially more dangerous area. I'll look that up. I'll see if Olam is in fact Amren's wife, and if it is, that's funny. I'll just do that for the family as like a tongue-in-cheek little jab at her for being unfair to poor Amren. Let's go talk to Arcadia, get some potions for the road. This is funny. There's some seduction options here. This is courtesy of the Flower Girls mod, which is a mod I add for a little bit of lore-friendly spice and romance. Generally speaking, I feel like in almost all cases, Tani's a little flirty and will probably keep her options open, but there's some people that she probably won't flirt with. But Arcadia is kind of, she's fun. She's just like very skilled with alchemy, and she's like, I love when you start seducing her here. She's going to give like kind of a very like high level neurodivergent response to this. She's like, oh, you find me interesting? That's odd.
Am I that interesting?
There's another part to that, but I accidentally
What do
clicked
you
through
need,
it.
my friend?
Anyway, let's grab some
think I can
training in
teach you a thing
alchemy
or
from
two.
her. So we've maxed out our training for this level anyway.
Ah, so you're
Now
an
let's go
alchemist
over
then.
to potions. I've already sold most of my potions, but I'll grab a few from her before heading out. Because we're going to go fight the Hagraven today, and the Hagraven is surrounded by a bunch of witches, I'm going to grab a good fire potion. I'm going to grab both of these frost potions because we'll eventually need these for Bleak Falls Barrow. I'll definitely grab a shock great potion too because I like stacking up on great elemental resistance potions as early as possible. Then we'll get the resist magic crude potion just to make the Hagraven fight easier. Then because we have so much money, I'll grab a remarkable restore stamina potion because it's currently probably slightly better than anything I
Take
can
care of
craft
yourself.
because I don't have any actual perks in alchemy. Once I start getting perks in alchemy though, then we won't need to buy as many potions because most of the potions we can make will just be better than anything we can buy. Alright, let's give a little gold coin to this beggar here. Let's get Gift of Charity. Gives us a little benefit to our speech skill right here. Gift of Charity lasts an hour. And that'll make this a little bit cheaper when we purchase back our great swords from Adrian Avanici. Of course she's not out here. Oh, okay, she is there. Woo, phew. I remember back in like episode 3, she wasn't here and I spent like probably 15 minutes in between clips trying to find where the fuck she went in Whiterun, so I'm glad she's just right
You're
here.
someone who can get things done. I like that.
Oh, I like you too, Adrian. You're my #1 blacksmith girl right now.
Of course.
Just only because Yorland is not currently available. Once we level up in the companions though, then he'll become available and then we'll use his services. Alright, so we got our ancient Nordic Hone greatsword and it's back sharpened to max, but more importantly we have the silver greatsword which we'll be able to use to fight Draugr. We'll do that in the, not this episode, but the following episode. So I think we're basically ready to go here. I think we got everything we need. I'm gonna save the game. And I'm going to reload because sometimes honed metal has a tendency to crash things. I don't want to introduce any memory overflows or like save instability into my game when I switch cells. So let me, I don't know why I just randomly walked forward there. It's just like a tick, I couldn't help it. Let me quit the game and I'm going to reload and then we'll come back and we'll just hop right out and start doing some Falkreath bandits. So hang tight, I will be right back. Okay, we are back. Let's head out of Whiterun. Excuse me, lady. You're just like bumping into me like that. Jesus. People have no manners around here. Anyway, let's head out of Whiterun and head down to Falkreath to do what we do best, which is murdering bandits. Body counts. Dismembered limbs, chopped off heads. Definitely not nearly meeting our carnage quotient for this episode, so we have to change that. But first let's just like get our inventory organized on our horse. So it's kind of gloomy outside. It's kind of like gray, gloomy weather. But Sergio, the beautiful baby girl horse, she's always a ray of sunshine right here. Let's just get a few items on Sergio, like we don't need to carry our silver greatsword around with us. We don't need all these elemental resistance potions either. I also don't need all this food. I can put most of that on her. And I'll store our excess gold. And then Sergio doesn't have a lot of like significant changes to her inventory. Like she has the scimitars that she got from Kamatu. We're just keeping those as a trophy. Tani's also storing the Alakir light armor pieces here because we'll disenchant these later. Because these are good enchantments to have once we start doing some enchanting of our own. Plus we have this Ring of Wielding, which we'll eventually give to a follower if we get a follower that specializes in one-handed. We just kind of have a mix of potions, some scrolls, excess food, alchemy ingredients, some skill books, and we have a lot of our soul gems and like flawless gems. I like to save the flawless gems because you can make those into things once you get to higher levels. Okay, let's head out though. Looks like the sun is coming out a little bit, kind of a little bit nicer weather. We'll just do a nice little Bethesda wall clip down the side of this. It's not even a wall clip, it's just like a Bethesda horse physics magic. Like we're riding down that impassable pile of rubble there on a horse. I'm not a huge fan of like abusing horse mechanics. I say this right as I abuse some horse mechanics. But like we could ride Sergio to the top of this mountain if we wanted to, but that feels really cheesy. That feels a lot different than just using Sergio to quickly save 10 to 15 seconds in an episode by riding down the side of that rubble, as opposed to riding around the main road from the Whiterun gate. But let's head up this little hillside here. We're going to be going to grab a treasure chest, which is on the side of this little mountain. This is the mountain where Bleak Falls Barrow is on. It's on the other side. But we're going to be grabbing the treasure that's marked on the treasure map 4, which is this windmill treasure map that we got over at Redoran's retreat. Also, there's a really pretty viewpoint up here that you can take some really nice screenshots at. It's kind of like gloomy and foggy right now, but let's take a look. It's like not fall to our death like people who take selfies from inappropriate places. Ah, this is still super pretty, and there's like, oh, there's a little bit of snow falling, and it's like kind of gray over here, and then there's like this eerie sun in the distance. Oh, this is super gorgeous. I'm actually going to save right here. I might take some screenshots of this later. This is kind of like peak Skyrim aesthetics right now. Oh, that's really pretty. Let's go grab, speaking of pretty, all the pretty loot in this treasure chest. Ooh, really nice selection here. I'm honestly just going to take all of this. The Soul Gem Grand is really interesting because we have a quest to collect a Soul Gem Grand for Farengar the Court Wizard. We got that last episode. That's one of the missive board quests. But it doesn't specify if it's a full Soul Gem Grand, like one that actually has a soul in it, or if it's an empty one. So you just kind of have to grab one and then just hope it fulfills all the requirements. Let's take a look and see if that worked. Oh yay, it did. Awesome. Okay, so we'll turn that into Farengar when we next get to Whiterun. Oh, such a pretty view. Farengar will give us, I think, like 1,000 gold for that, plus a bunch of excess scrolls, some of which can be pretty powerful, so kind of a nice thing to grab. But let's head out from here and then head down south towards some of the fights that we're going to do in the Falkreath area. I was debating if we're going to stop in Riverwood and sell some items, but I don't really have too much to sell. I'll just sell it when I get to Falkreath. I'll also probably sell some items at this Falkreath Stormcloak camp as we get over there. The main thing I like selling in Riverwood sometimes is my excess skooma, because Lucan and Camilla, the owners of the Riverwood Trader, they actually buy skooma from you. I think is the funniest thing. I don't know if that's a vanilla Skyrim thing or if that's just like something that happens as part of Wildlander. But I like to headcanon that those two are just straight up skooma dealers, that those two are the wilderness skooma dealers in this neck of the province. Because like the Khajiit don't come down here. You never actually see Khajiit caravans down here, and I don't think anyone else is selling skooma. So you gotta get your fix somewhere. Addict's gonna addict. So I feel like Lucan and Camilla are the people who have the hookup. The weather's gotten really gross out. Let's grab some more alchemy ingredients. Those will be helpful for our restore stamina regeneration potions. Anyway, also when you retrieve the golden claw for Lucan, he pays you a ton of money and says it's from his last shipment, and it's like, bro, there's maybe in Riverwood, even in the lore accurate size of this town, 100 people, like maybe 200. There's no fucking way that guy has thousands of gold lying around from his last shipment to pay to someone who just retrieved an ornament. Like, I think Lucan probably had that ornament stolen in the first place because the bandits who took it were like, yo, we know this guy because he's our local, like, skooma dealer. He's our local skooma connect. We're gonna rob this guy. Anyway, that's my headcanon for the whole thing. Let me see if we need more snowberries. Oh, we're almost out. Let's grab some more. We're taking the route that's kind of south of Riverwood. This was the route that we took to fight some bandits in I think the second episode. And it's a slightly faster route going this way to get to Helgen versus the road by Embershard. And we are in fact going to Helgen Keep because Helgen Keep at level 11 respawns and gets occupied full of bandits who have taken it over. So now that we're heading down to Falkreath, that's kind of a nice thing for us to do, is go there and clear out all the bandits and loot whatever treasure that they've also amassed in their newfound stronghold. We have to be a little careful on this route though that's south of Riverwood, because like occasionally you'll have enemy spawns here like bandits and spriggans, even like vampires and stuff. I think we're okay though because it's like a little early in the day. Like sometimes you have hunters and oh my god, ah, it's a vampire, run away! Oh my god, why is there a vampire here? Ah! Don't kill my horsey. Evasive maneuvers. Holy shit, why is there a fucking vampire here? The fucking sun is still out. This is terrible. Oh my god, run away. God, she also had a fucking death hound with her. That was that dog that was next to her. God, what fucking time is it? It's like 7:30. Why are there vampires out at 7:30? I could have sworn these people came out at later hours. I'm gonna have to ask about that on the Wildlander Discord server. Like, I really thought that vampires only spawned after a certain time, and it feels like this is way too early. I don't know though, maybe that vampire is just like, oh my god, I'm still fucking in combat. Yikes, let's keep running. Oh my god, I really do not want to fight a vampire right now. Anyway, I don't know why that vampire's out this early. Typically they only spawn after dark. And it's like 7:40 p.m. It's like very much not dark. There was still sun out. I don't know, maybe that vampire was just like out for a hunt. Just like an early morning, starting the weekend with like a little bit of an early morning breakfast for her. Just like looking for travelers on the road. We actually do have like part of the things that we need to fight a vampire. Like the silver greatsword is really good against the vampire. It'll kill the vampire in 2 power attacks for the most part. Problem though is we really have no great way to deal with her magic and her drain effect. Plus she had that death hound with her, which would decrease our stamina and injure us. It's just like not a really smart way or smart timing to fight that lady at level 11. Anyway, let's just kind of detour. We'll go to Helgen, keep on going there to clear out those bandits. We're just gonna basically backtrack on this little dirt trail that leads from the backdoor cave of Helgen. And then we'll work our way through Helgen, going from the cave up to the town as opposed to the town down to the cave. Let's get some potions. I think we'll need a few more stamina and regeneration potions. I also think we're kind of low on stamina potions, so I'm just going to make some of those as well. Let's use the powdered mammoth tusk that we got in the last episode, and I'll just combine that with the purple mountain flowers just to make a really basic 10 points of stamina per second potion. This also has a sneak property, so it's going to show up as a potion of fortify sneak. Just like a little annoying for inventory management. But it is still a stamina potion. Alright, I'm going to hotkey that to hotkey 7 as our stamina potion so I don't have to use the remarkables. And then I'm going to hotkey our two-handed crude potion as a utility potion. And then I'm just going to use our decent health potions for now, as opposed to the greats or the remarkables. I like to use the worse quality potions on enemies like bandits, because let's also get our healing aura up because I think that's worn off. I like using worse quality potions when we're fighting bandits because like I just don't need to waste one of my remarkable health potions against the bandit. I'll save those for when I'm fighting harder enemies. But yeah, let's head in Helgen right now. Deal with the bandits. And like I said, we're going to kind of do this in reverse order. So we're actually going to fight the bandit boss. Whoever that is, whatever that person spawns as, before we fight most of the bandit boss's other minions. We hear a wolf in the distance over there, and that means that the bandits have also spawned, because the wolf only spawns when the bandit spawns. But the bear and the spiders that we killed earlier when we came through here, they do not respawn, so those are just gone. It's kind of funny, if the wolf spawns and the bear is still alive, the bear will kill the wolf. It's like kind of a weird little timing thing on how that spawn works. I'm like very tempted to harvest this wolf for ingredients and try to get a large animal bone to make an engraved bone of Hircine. Because right now my only source of stamina regeneration is the mammoth tomato stew. And we are, if you look at our stamina in the lower right corner, we're stamina neutral if we're jogging. But as soon as we start sprinting and swinging our sword, our stamina starts reducing because we're not stamina neutral on that level of exertion. So the bone of Hircine would really help there, but kind of don't want to waste time doing that. Plus there's no guarantee that a wolf will even give us that bone. While I'm back in the spider room though, I am going to check these egg sacs for spider eggs. Ooh, nice little assortment there. God, we have like probably 5 pounds of spider eggs. Let's take a look. 5.6 pounds. Look at all the little babies. Sergio, meet your new siblings. I feel like there's a fun fanfic crossover between like Tani the Dark Elf Dunmer in Skyrim and Tani the Dark Elf in like Forgotten Realms Dungeons and Dragons setting. She's like a zealot of Loth or something. She would totally be some kind of like executioner for Lolth in the other universe. We can dream. We can fangirl it up about Tani later. For now, let's just go kill some bandits with our 5.6 pounds of spider eggs in our pockets. This is like a weird thing to have in your pockets. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time where I know of a single person IRL who's ever had spider eggs in their pockets. Alright, let's go kill this bandit sentry. This guy's far enough away that we're just gonna kill him with a power attack. This guy, I figured he would power attack on his own, which is obviously like not an intelligent exchange on his part, so he just got his body absolutely splattered there. Let's also swap out the hotkey because he had a decent stamina potion, and like I said, I'd rather use the lower quality potions if possible before using the better ones. God, I really wish I could fucking cast mage armor, but I still have issues with my magicka. Tani is not the brightest torch in the brazier. Right, so there's an archer over there, and then there's this lady here. I think what I'll probably do is try to just kill this lady and just ignore the archer. That was a really nice sideways power attack. Now that this lady's here, though, I think I'm just gonna run past her, and I don't really care if she slashes me once. I just want to run down this archer, and then I can fight this lady. I'll pop a health potion because I've taken a little bit of damage. Now we can just fight this lady one-on-one. Alright, lady. Great sword versus great sword. Let's see who wins. It's not a very smart bash that she just made. Never mind. Alright, she's not very skilled with her great sword. That ended very poorly for her. So you notice back there that I actually was totally fine with that lady slashing me once, and you can't tell how much damage she dealt because I already chugged the potion. And that's just because as we've now entered the end of the early game, we can start being a little bit more kind of judicious in how we use our character's health as a resource to win fights. Heavy armor has so much damage mitigation that sometimes it's worth it to take one slash from this lady to make sure that this archer doesn't keep shooting us from over here. So we basically just traded the damage on this lady's sword to offset further damage from this guy's bow. And it turned out that was actually a good idea because this guy has an orcish heavy bow which deals a lot more damage. Plus he has pretty good equipment, so he was probably more of like a bandit lieutenant, bandit sergeant kind of person who had better perks. And this lady actually had some really good armor. She has like steel furred cuirass that actually gives her extra slashing resistance. She's got dwarven gauntlets, but she did not manage that fight very well and ended up just taking a lot of damage she didn't need to. Okay, so let's loot this area. Bandit boss is dead. Didn't really put up much of a satisfying fight, but we got a chance to kind of introduce ourselves to a new technique about like trading hits to do other things in battle. The reason we're able to do this now is because Tani has this Eminent Squire necklace that she got from Kamatu on top of all the other heavy armor. So her armor rating's like 860, so it's very easy for us to just trade a quick hit, particularly of a slashing weapon which tends to have lower armor penetration. I would be hesitant to trade hits though with maces or warhammers, even battle axes, because those tend to have higher armor penetration. Looks like someone's heard us and like, yeah, they're coming around the corner. Let's gotta see what's going on. So it's this Dunmer who's got a two-handed greatsword. This is honestly like not. It's like killed him mid-sentence. Gonna tell us he's gonna rip us open. Oh jeez. Oh god, there's a mage right there. No, leave me alone. Go away. Oh my god, this guy was a total idiot. So this fucking moron, he fired his firebolt scroll into the post right here and then missed me. And then he just like flailed his sword a few times. And then he tried to summon a spirit wolf, but he dropped his guards, and I just killed him. Meanwhile, this guy said he was going to rip us open, but we literally chopped his head off mid-sentence. It did not work out so well for him. Anyway, yeah, so when you're trading hits with a greatsword and like debating whether you should take a hit to give a hit or like allow someone to hit you so you can run past them, just pay attention to the weapons that your enemies are using. Also pay attention to whether they have better gear, because if they have better gear, they tend to have better perks, and if they have more perks, that tends to mean more armor penetration and damage. Let's grab this salt and this archery skill book. Let's also grab the coin purses and some of these potions and poisons. Tani could like grab some torturer's tools right here. I feel like she's not quite at the point in her arc though, where she's into all that like really dark psycho squicky shit. Like there's plenty of time left in this run for Tani to take a turn for the chaotic evil, but we're not quite there yet. Tani's mostly just in it for just like bloodbaths and violence in a combat context. She's not like torturing people. But the run is still young. There's plenty of time for things to go very wrong. Okay, so this is a great opportunity to showcase that technique. I'm going to ignore this guy with the sword and shield and just focus exclusively on this lady with the warhammer. So I literally turned my back on this guy. Let's kill this guy with the sideways power attack. Oh, he actually bashed me. Nice work, dude. This guy's kind of like giving me a little run for my money. Oh, never mind. But we just turned our back on that guy there just so we could make sure that we killed this lady with the warhammer. We ended up having to block one of her attacks and we ate some of his attacks, but you can see that barely dealt 10-15% of our HP bar. So again, like strategic decision to ignore this guy because he has a sword and a shield and shitty gear, so he probably has bad perks. And then focus on this headless lady, who also doesn't have great gear, so probably her perks aren't very good, but warhammers deal more damage and have high armor penetration. Okay, let's also, while we're here, this kind of a throwback to episode 2, let's go grab these Restore Magicka potions that we cached there. I'll also grab the Bestiary of Skyrim. I just think it's a fun book to have, and like there's times where as we fight enemies we might look them up in there and like see what the in-game lore references on how to beat them. But yeah, we'll grab those Magicka potions because we're probably not going to come back to Helgen, and now we have enough carry weight to grab those. Yeah, still have 192 carry weight because of the beef stew. So that's it for the enemies inside of Helgen Keep. Let's go deal with the enemies outside of Helgen Keep. There's going to be a few in the courtyard, including a bandit mage. These enemies aren't super difficult, but like occasionally, because I have that more spawns randomized mod, we might get a few more enemies and just have to be careful with how we navigate them. Plus we just gotta watch out for that mage. Mages are always scary, sort of regardless of what level you're in. Okay, so it looks like Spirit Wolf's coming in. This guy's overextended, so we can just slash him and finish him off right here. See any other enemies? Okay, these two are coming from here. This guy's got a sword and that one's got a warhammer. So again, I'm gonna ignore this guy and just deal with the lady with the warhammer. Come on, lady, give me a swing. Jesus. I don't want to take that much damage from this guy. God, that guy was a real little wuss. That guy barely was able to block one of our slashes before he was fucking keeling over. He's just like a scrawny-armed little dude. Shit, fucking mage right there. I'm gonna pop a health potion. It's wet outside, so lightning spells deal me more damage, so I just gotta be careful for this guy. I'm not sure how many more scrolls he has, and he's clearly kind of hunkered down, so I'm gonna use a Spirit Wolf of my own to draw his fire, and then I'm just gonna run him down and kill him with a power attack. Okay, that was probably... You heard another bandit. There's bandits on the other side of this wall. But that was probably the right decision. He ended up not having another scroll. But I'd rather be on the safe side because our character has the damp debuff, which increases our vulnerability to shock damage. And I'd rather bait that mage with a spirit wolf than risk further shock damage that could kill our character. Let's quickly loot these people. I'm just gonna loot these folks right now because I kind of just want to keep moving forward. Ugh, unfortunately, my character's a little encumbered. There we go, that's good. You got to see an example of me turning my back again on that person with the sword to fight that lady with the warhammer. Honestly, I probably didn't need to do that there. I was just trying to like showcase a technique, but from a tactical standpoint, that was probably not the best way to play that fight. I probably should have just killed the guy with the sword. That guy with the sword was just so lightly armored. What the fuck is this? Oh my god, Sergio is like an axe? What on earth is going on here? It's like an axe under Sergio. Oh my god, it's like following her. Oh, it's super weird. I don't know what's going on there. Why is it doing that? Oh, I see why. Okay, so I got the Poacher's Axe last episode from Halted Stream Camp. This is just an enchanted woodcutter's axe. I just forgot to mention it because I was so busy talking about that asshole who had the chain lightning staff. But she also has a backpack on her, and that's because I crafted a new backpack 2 episodes ago. I crafted this black backpack because it looked better with my character's aesthetic. But in doing that, I put the brown backpack on her, and then now the axe is trying to show up because she's wearing a backpack. And it's not working because she's a horse. So typically if you have an axe, like Tani has an axe in her inventory now, so now an axe actually shows up on her backpack. But if she gives the axe to Sergio, you'll see the axe vanishes from her backpack, so that's why there was that visual glitch there. I'll just dump the fur backpack and not worry about it. And let's also leave all the spider eggs on our horse. Say hi to your new family, Sergio. It's really weird. My dark elf spider humor is a little twisted. Oh my god, I just thought of an amazing MO where whenever Tani kills someone, she leaves a spider egg on them. Oh, it's really warped. Oh my god, I feel like in order to do that, she would need a better, like, in-game justification other than the fact that her player has a really dark sense of humor. We'll see though. We'll see what happens with her allegiance with various, like, Daedric princes and stuff. Oh jeez. This lady just tried to straight up ambush me as I walked through that door. Okay, 2 guys here. These guys, I have enough room that I think I can just... Oh, gotta be a little careful here. Got kind of stuck on that wall. I got stuck on this pillar here, so I wasn't able to fully execute my attack. I'd love to finish this guy off, so I'm just going to ignore this dude right here. I don't really care about this guy. Then we were able to finish him off with a power attack anyway. Okay, so we killed these guys. I think there's one more bandit around here that hangs out on top of this tower around the corner. Anyway, we are not going to enter the arc where Tani is leaving spider eggs on the victims that she kills. That's so fucked up. Oh god, that doesn't say anything good about me. I think there's a guy up there. Let's just double check. Maybe we'll get there eventually, but we're not quite at the spider egg chapter of the character. God, this arc is really ugly. Or not arc. Haha, the arc is also ugly, but this light is ugly. Let's just disable that really quickly. Is there an enemy up here? I don't hear anyone, but like typically an archer spawns up here. Okay, there is a guy up here. Oh my god, speaking of weird twisted things we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to bull rush this guy off this tower. I think I've been able to do this in the past. Okay, here we go. Charge! Oh my god, we're gonna knock this guy off the tower. Oh, yes! Oh my god. Oh, this is terrible. Oh god, what is wrong with me? Oh, that's so fucked up. Oh my god, we just straight up just like knocked that guy off the tower to his death. Oh my god, now what we're gonna do, we also leveled up. I'm gonna cast Feather Falling on myself. We're gonna see if we can jump down there and land on top of him. We'll have our like Avengers superhero landing. Haha! Oh my god, I can't actually do the jump. Let's try it again. Here we go. Whee! Oh my god, we're gonna land on him. No, we missed! Oh god, Feather Falling is a fun spell, but not as fun as just like knocking this bozo off the tower to his death. Oh my god, I like to put in my headcanon that he like landed on these floorboards and cracked them and then like bounced over here. Oh, this poor guy just like broke every bone in his body. Oh, this episode took a very violent, creepy turn in the last like 5 minutes. Like more so than usual. Anyway, that's it for Helgen. Alright, let's save the game. Let's also level up. I'm actually gonna level up before I save the game. So now that Tani's level 12, we're going to start adding some magicka to her pool, which will hopefully offset the fact that we can't cast any of our fucking spells right now, even though we technically have the combat casting perk. Like, this should help us cast spells, but our character is just so dumb. Her magic is so low that she can't do it. She's having too many fantasies about spider eggs. Okay, let's get the first perk in alchemy here. Typically, this perk would unlock the ability for your character to make potions, but because Tani is a Dunmer, she can make potions without that perk. So what we're really interested in is the second alchemy perk, which will enable Tani to sample ingredients and then learn all their properties. Currently, if she samples an ingredient, like if she samples a blue mountain flower, you can see she only learned the first property there, which was restore health. Once we get the second alchemy perk, we can learn all of the properties, and that'll help us organize our inventory a little bit better and kind of know what potions we can make. Alright, well, Helgen ended up making that into a much more, like, violent and eventful encounter than it needed to be. I figure, though, if you're all still watching this series, you're kind of accustomed to my, like, vaguely warped sense of humor. Let's grab some more mountain flowers while we're here. I think I was low on purple mountain flowers. Okay, so we're gonna shift gears and go kill a hagraven. This is going to be part of the... Oh my god, I fucking still have that backpack. Let's not put that back on our horse. It's just gonna cause problems. Okay, I think I got everything here. I'm gonna leave the bestiary of Skyrim in my inventory though, so that way I can read up on hagravens in a second. I don't need all these potions either. I'll put a few of those on the horse. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is kill this hagraven. So we have the Blessings of Nature quest from Danica Pure Spring. This is where we like have to go fix the Gilder Green tree, but we can't just fix it. We have to go retrieve the stupid fucking quest MacGuffin knife. It's like the fucking knife that you see in the third of the new Star Wars movies where they're like, go get this knife that has like a perfect outline of the Death Star on it. Anyway, this is the equivalent of that knife in Skyrim, but we're gonna go get that. But to do that, we're gonna have to fight a hagraven and her coven of witches. I guess you don't have to fight them. If you were a really skilled thief, you could probably break in there and pickpocket it from the hagraven, but Tani is not into that. Tani just wants to fight some people. Typically, this is not really a quest that you could do until a later level. Hagravens are pretty scary. They have a really... wow, the rain just like abruptly stopped right there. It's just like there was rain and now no rain. But typically, hagravens, I would save your character from engaging with hagravens until you're at least level 15 with some like solid fire resistance gear. But because Tani is a Dunmer, she has innate 65% fire resistance, which means Tani is going to be able to fight hagravens as early as, honestly, like level 5 or 6. As soon as she has the damage to kill them in like 2 or 3 power attacks, she can fight hagravens. Okay, let's hang out the Stormcloaks really quickly. I'm going to sell a few of the items that we have on our horse here just to kind of clean out her inventory. Basically the armor. Like we can only sell the armor to this merchant here, or this quartermaster over here. Sometimes this quartermaster has good equipment too, so it's kind of worth checking out her inventory. Okay, first thing let's do is let's sell the war axe and the bow, and let's sell some of this stuff here. I think that's basically it. Let's see what she's got. Okay, so not a lot of great weapons. Honestly, the only weapon she has that's any good is this, Geez, really has nothing. Hunting bow of sparks. Okay, so bad weapon selection here. Nothing our character would use. Ooh, this is a fantastic item. An orcish cuirass of the Major Knight. Oof, is this better than Nordic cuirass that I'm using? That's a real question. The Dwarven Cuirass of Major Conjuring is also really nice. If this was an alteration armor, I would definitely buy this, but we don't really use Conjuring, so I'm not going to get this. This is a real question if I want to get this Orcish Cuirass of the Major Knight. If I remember correctly, Orcish armor has no resistance to bludgeoning damage, but does have slashing and piercing damage, and I think it has a extra high slashing resistance, like slashing rank 5, and then I think it has ranged rank 3. But it also has the extra armor. This is such a tough decision. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'll come back up here after we fight the hagravens. I'll have this percolating in the back of my mind while we fight the hagravens. Because I might just end up buying that, I'm not sure. Okay, let's put the armor out of our mind for now and focus on the hagravens. So if we go to our bestiary of Skyrim here, we can actually read up on hagravens. I love this book, like I talked about in the second episode, because it gives you some like in-game lore explanations of how to fight common enemies. So let's flip through the pages and go find the hagraven. Okay, so here we go. So we got part woman, part raven, practice witchcraft. They have devastating spells, attack with high resistance to spells, and should be surprised. And they have some disease on their claws as well. So they don't actually mention what kind of spells hagravens cast here, but in practice hagravens are typically casting fireball. Most characters at around level 12 will have roughly 200 HP, which means that you can get hit by 2 fireballs. The first fireball will deal 80 damage, the second fireball will deal another 80 damage, and then both of those will burn you. So those fireballs will likely kill you unless you pop a health potion, and then you'll be barely alive, and then the third fireball would probably kill you. But because Taniesi Dunmer, she can actually tank those fireballs really well. So what we're going to do to prepare for tanking fireballs is grabbing the resist fire potion from Sergio. Let's also grab a crude frost and a crude magicka potion, because there's some other witches that the hagraven is going to have at her perch, and we're going to have to kill them as well. And let's also grab a lavender honey dumpling from Sergio. Looks like our beef stew is still fine. Lavender honey dumpling will give us a bit of extra magicka. So from a tactical standpoint, when fighting hagravens, or really any mages, because up until now we've only fought bandit mages, and bandit mages have a limited pool of magicka, because they can't actually cast spells innately. They're using scrolls and staffs to cast their spells. Hagravens, though, cast them innately, as do the witches that tend to congregate around hagravens. So when we're fighting innate mages in particular, we really have to be careful with our use of cover. So if I'm over here, and that Stormcloak by the camp is our mage, I do not want to run straight at this person, because the mage is going to step offline, back up, and continue to blast me with spells the entire way there. Which could kill me or could just deal a lot of unnecessary damage. Instead, what I'm going to do is the moment I see this person is I'm going to conduct a T-step, a T maneuver over to cover. So instead of diagonal towards cover like that, because I'm super exposed while I'm doing that, I'm going to sharply cut to cover and then get myself behind cover so the mage can't find me. So I see the mage, T maneuver to cover. Now I'm kind of like on the T with this mage. And then if the mage moves, I can reposition the cover around where the mage is. Then when I'm ready to advance, I'll move from one piece of cover to the next piece of cover, and then come around at the very end and kill the mage. Mages are also pretty aggressive, so some of them will maybe if you're behind cover, even narrow cover like this tree, they'll try to get around it and get closer to you, which can also help you close the distance. If you end up having to charge mages in the open, don't run straight at them. But also don't do stupid zigzags that just waste a lot of time. So like if I just do like shit like this doesn't actually stop the mage from hitting me and just wastes stamina and increases the effective distance between me and my target. So instead what I want to do is just run as directly as, like if I have no cover, if I just have to close the gap on a mage, just run as straight as possible and then do quick offline movements if the mage shoots a fire and forgets spell at you. The other option you can do is take a slightly wider arc like this, because some mages will miss you because they kind of can't track where you're moving, and then at the last second cut in towards them. Those are all viable movement strategies for approaching a mage, but definitely don't do this fucking stupid zigzag stuff. Like I know we're all like, oh, that's like that idiot boy in Game of Thrones who should have been zigzagging, but if you're gonna zigzag, don't zigzag like that. And then as we reach our mages, we want to make sure that we are killing them in as few hits as possible, so that way they're not blasting us with more spells. Like we don't want to stay in melee with the mage, we just got to move from target to target. And to do that, we have poisons. Skyrim's kind of a racist game in more ways than one. One of the ways that it's kind of oddly racist is that Redguards and Argonians almost never have mage spells. Like they almost never innately cast magic. And those are the two races that have innate poison resistance. So as long as you're fighting Redguards and Argonians, you're probably not going to have a problem with poison resistant enemies. Alright, let's have our lavender honey dumpling. And honestly, in the spirit of like killing these people as quickly as possible, let's also get the chicken dumpling. We'll use that as well. Okay, let's go fight these mages now. Let's use our stamina regeneration potion and our resist fire good potion. And then we have our poison hotkey as well. So Orphan Rock is this little perch over there. You can see it here on the map. And the hagravens up top. We just don't want the hagraven to notice that we're here just yet. Looks like there's a lady right there. So yeah, did a little like kind of sidestep towards cover, and we'll see if we can get her a little bit closer. God damn it, really good shot, lady. Let's come over here. See if we can see her coming around the corner. I can't really see her on that side because of the fire. She's actually being really smart. She's not coming closer. Or she's an idiot and she got stuck on something because it looks like her feet are moving. I think she just got stuck on something. Oh, that's really funny. Alright, let's just like advance on her because I don't know if she's ever going to unstuck herself or if she's going to be a dodo and get stuck the entire time. Yeah, it looks like she's stuck on like a head in the ground or something. There's another witch over there that we have to be aware of. Alright, I'm just going to run her down and kill her in a single slash. Yeah, she's like stuck on this skeever head. What an idiot. Alright, let's back off a second and just kind of assess and make sure that there's no other mages coming this way. I think we're okay here. Hagraven's gonna spot us soon, then we're gonna have to run. Okay. Jesus. Alright, I'm gonna pop my health potion and my stamina potion and run this lady down. I am gonna use my poisons here because I need to kill these ladies as quickly as possible. Oh shit, that's the Hagraven. Alright, let's close the distance over here. Let's let her fire one more spell. Okay, close the gap on her. Let's dodge that one. Let's dodge that one. Let's get a power attack to finish her off. Woo, okay. Oh, super scary. God, it's super scary fighting Hagravens. We had some really nice fireball dodges here, including one right as we cleared the bridge. We ended up eating a fireball at the last second. That's okay because we killed her on a power attack. Also took very little damage overall because Dunmer have that fire resistance. I also saw that rune down here exploded. There's like rune traps around Orphan Rock. Like you can see one over there, that glowing emblem. And it looks like one of the witches. This stupid lady like wandered into a rune trap right here and then immediately blew up. That's okay. Looks like this mercenary did that at some point too. Let's grab this Spriggan sap. Okay, so Orphan Rock is cleared. Pretty clean fight against the Hagraven and the witches. We got to see some pretty clean kills. We also got to see some fireball dodging and some good use of cover, so I'm pretty satisfied with how that fight went. This is a hard bridge to cross. Like, if you cross this bridge without a proper jump, you can get stuck right here, and then the Hagraven just fucking blasts you to pieces. The other thing that can happen is if you take this at a weird angle, you can fall and trigger the trap down there, and that'll kill you instantly. It does like 250, 300 damage. Let's grab these little fishies here. Those are alchemy ingredients. I'm not going to worry about the Spriggan. I could harvest this for ingredients, but I'm just not going to worry about it now. Let's loot the Hagraven. So it looks like Luciana, which is a beautiful name for a very, like, not beautiful lady. I don't know. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I definitely know some people who would find this lady and be like, Hagravens. It's not quite my scene, but, like, I'm not going to kink shame you if it is. Hagraven feathers and Nettlebane. So Nettlebane is our quest MacGuffin item. Let's also grab some of the ingredients on her alchemy table. Kind of a really grisly note. So the name of this location is Orphan Rock, which I always just assume was just sort of a random name, but it turns out it's not random. If you look at this brazier right here, you'll see there's a big skull and then a lot of little skulls in this little rib cage. So I'm pretty sure the implication here is that this Hagraven has like sacrificed, or I don't fucking know, eaten these children, and that's why it's called Orphan Rock. So really gross. She probably like abducts orphans and takes them here. That's really dark. That's like a little too dark for Tani. Tani's not really into that level of like dark, twisted stuff. Definitely played characters who probably are, but Tani is just more of a brute right now than like an actively evil character. But yeah, Orphan Rock is cleared out. Let me quickly loot this. And like, I'm still not sure about whether or not I'm gonna buy that orcish armor. I'm like really torn on it. I do like how orcish armor looks. I think it's some of the better looking armor, but I feel like it's a slight downgrade from Nordic armor. But it's kind of offset by the fact that it has the 86 points of like extra magic or extra armor because it has the armor enchantment. God damn it, I'm so bad at fucking picking locks. This is super embarrassing. Yay, we got it. Anyway, I have to take a break anyway because I have to go do some IRL stuff. So I think what I'm gonna do... Oh fuck, I actually can't do that because if I save and reload the game, that Stormcloak's inventory is gonna reset. So I actually have to make a decision on this now. Huh, alright, well I have until I get back to the Stormcloak camp to make this decision because I have to go up there anyway. Let's loot all these witches. Okay, so the pros of that armor, well, big pro is that I'll have more slashing resistance, I'll have the same rage resistance, and I'll lose the blunt resistance. But I'll gain 86 armor. But the problem is that the base armor of the orcish armor is less than the Nordic cuirass. So the base armor I think is 360. I could upgrade it though with the blacksmith and probably get it to 380. Whereas the Nordic cuirass I can't upgrade right now because I don't have the ingot to upgrade it. I need a Galatite ingot to upgrade this. I just don't have that available in Whiterun. They don't have those down in the Whiterun area. So I think overall, I don't know, I'm thinking the orcish armor is probably a slight downgrade to the Nordic armor. I also think it'll look slightly worse on our character. Okay. I think I'm not gonna buy it. Yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. I've made up my mind. Ooh, you know what though? I actually just thought of a reason to buy it. I'm also at this point just convincing myself to buy something because I like spending my money. I like buying things. This is like both an Anna thing and a Tani thing. Anna likes buying things. Tani also likes buying things. Tani has more money than Anna though, so Tani lives out her fantasies. The reason I'm going to buy this is because at some point I might grab a follower, particularly an orcish follower, and it'd be really cool to give them some solid armor, so I am going to buy this. That's an easy decision. That's a win-win for everybody. This also means if I fight any enemies who I know are going to have slashing stuff. Does price go up? I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. Alright, anyway, I bought it. So if I fight enemies who have more slashing weaponry, I can always swap to put this armor on. So let's do a comparison. So with this armor, I have an armor rating of 868. With this armor, I have an armor rating of 916, so higher armor. But I lose my blunt resistance and I only have slashing and range resistance. Let's see how it looks. That honestly does look pretty good. God, Orcish armor looks so fucking good. Maybe I'm just gonna fucking use this armor. Fuck it, we're just gonna use this armor. I take it all back. I like how everyone just like sat around while I was like doing my decision making process in real time. I appreciate you all having the patience for this. I'm a little scatterbrained sometimes. Alright, well, that's it for the armor purchasing saga. What I'm going to do though is I am going to save the game and then I'm going to quit and do some real life errands and then I'm going to rejoin us as soon as I finish up doing those things. And then we're going to head from the Falkreath Stormcloak camp along this highway towards Falkreath and we're going to stop halfway there at a bandit hideout that's located on the road. There's some good loot there and some fun fights, so I'm just going to save the game, and then I will be right back after I've done some errands, and then I'll do a little bit more Skyrim, so I'll see y'all soon. Okay, we are back. As soon as the loading screen is done, I don't know why I started recording on the loading screen. This always takes a long time. Anyway, I appreciate everybody sticking with me for that last segment where I spent like 10 minutes perseverating over whether or not to buy this armor. Let's head out of the Orphan Rock area and go actually do some bandit stuff. Although I will say this armor looks fucking fantastic. Orcish armor looks amazing on females and just like doesn't quite have the same boob armor problem that other cuirasses have. The Nordic armor isn't horrible, but like Orcish armor is just really, really reasonable. I think the worst I think I've seen is probably like the Companion's armor, at least for heavy armor. The light armor sets have some extremely offensive options out there. Like there's Savior's Hide, which is just one of the best light armor pieces you can get in the game. It's like totally essential if you're playing a light armor character. But it's just so revealing. It's like you're dressed for a fucking burlesque show. You can like, I don't know, that armor in particular is so bad because there's just like no leg protection. It's like, how the fuck is your character riding a horse? It's like riding all the way up to her pelvis. It's really, really uncomfortable looking. Anyway, I'm happy with the armor. I definitely think was the right buy. Some of the indecision that you saw there is definitely the same indecision that I have when I do shopping IRL. It's like Taniesi's problems purchasing Orcish armor at a Stormcloak blacksmith are the same problems that Anna has when she's buying shoes at DSW. That's okay. We both made it through. We both survived. We got what we wanted, and that's what matters. So we're heading out from the Orphan Rock Stormcloak camp area. We kind of went through Helgen, and now we're going to head to Falkreath on this southern highway right here. But along the way, we're actually going to do a few little bandit stops. The first one's going to be pretty quick. There's this little camp off the side of the road. There's also a beehive here, which I'm going to quickly loot. I think I stepped in a trap. I don't know if it actually triggered. God, that is super well hidden. I have no clue where this trap is. Yeah, that's wild. Even my lantern on, I don't think I can see it. There's a really, really well hidden trap there, my friends. Anyway, there's this little camp here, and I grabbed some alchemy items from the beehive. It's like, I don't know, a little hunter's camp or something like that, or like a little bandit camp, and like there's a potion we can snag, and like there's a skill book. I think it's a light armor skill book, if I remember correctly. Pull it up in the console here. Yeah, skill light armor console, or light armor book. I'm not going to worry about it, I'm just going to pick the lock on this chest, but as I pick the lock on this chest, some bandits are going to ambush me. Oh my god, they're just like fucking attacking me, Jesus. Let's see here. So we got these bandits here. There's an army of like little fucking bandits with bows. That dude's dead, and, and there her head goes. It just went fucking flying. I don't know, these guys just like all have bows for some reason. There's no melee bandits here. Jesus Christ, these guys almost killed me. Oh my god. Oh, that's terrible. I'm so lucky I'm alive right now. I'm just like fucking around here and these dudes with the bows almost killed me. Oh, let's get a healing aura going. Oh my god, that was really scary. Anyway, it's one of those bandit camps when you like actually activate the chest. The bandits attack you, kind of like that storm cloak, or not the storm cloak, the skooma dealer camp where I got Sergio at. God, I wonder if these are I wonder if these are just hunters, like they're not even bandits. Like they all have bows and arrows, like maybe they're just out here hunting for game and I just came across their campsite and they came back and like, who the fuck is this lady robbing our shit? We're gonna kill her. Oh my god, maybe I'm the bandit. Spoiler alert, when you play Skyrim like I do, you are always the bandit. You are always the antagonist of the world. I'm really curious if these are actually bandits or if these are like hunters. Let me take a look. Base type. Maybe I check their faction, I think. Okay, they're in the bandit faction. Right, I feel less bad about killing these people. For a moment I thought these were legitimately just hunters going about their business and I just like robbed their camp and they're like, yo, stop stealing our shit, and then I murdered them. But I guess not. I guess they are legitimately bandits. The console has saved us again. See, the console's still useful even in a permadeath. Dead is dead, paused, menus, run. You sometimes need a little bit more information. Okay, well let's head down this way to our second bandit area. Okay, so this person who actually has a dog and like has a bow and arrow, this is actually a hunter. And also not a vampire. He's like a hunter of elk, not a hunter of humans, and not a bandit. We'll go let that hunter get back to her business. Meanwhile, we're gonna come over here to this little cabin and clear out the bandit hideout that's called Pinewatch. Let me pull up the map here. So Pinewatch is about halfway between Helgen and Falkreath, just off the highway. Little unassuming bandit cabin, but if you do the Thieves Guild quest line, you end up coming here as part of that faction's quest line. There's a quest that you'll get to like steal back some item that the bandits who are hiding out inside Pinewatch have for themselves stolen. And there's like a few clues here that this cabin isn't all that it seems. Like the most obvious clue is this like Thieves Guild shadow mark here, and I forget what this shadow mark means. Like it has a specific meaning, but it's not the usual shadow mark that you see on merchants, which is like, oh, there's something here you can steal. I think this is like this Thief Guild or thief activity here or something like that. But there's some other clues. Like there's a lot of laundry out here, and it's kind of odd that you'd see this much laundry outside of like a place with maybe like one person hanging out. I don't know if this garden is necessarily odd. Like there's a lot of food here, but I guess technically someone could grow all that food for themselves and their own consumption. Also odd though is the fact that there's just like an unbelievable ton of firewood stacked around here. Like this is much more firewood than you would necessarily need for just this one chimney on this house. God, does this house even have a chimney? That'd be really funny if it didn't have a chimney. Oh, I don't think it does. It doesn't have a chimney. It's like a house full of firewood with no chimney. What a shady fucking looking house. I'm wondering if it's just a glitch on the outside, like maybe it has one on the inside. And there's a bunch of food in here, and it's like, oh, there's a lot of food for this small cabin. And like the last clue is obviously when you pick the lock on the door. This is an adept level lock, which is just like way better of a lock than you would really need in a door in a cabin in the middle of the woods, so... Anyway, lots of lore clues as to why there's something shady going on here. Tanny doesn't care too much about that. Tanny's really just here to like break in and steal some loot. We can just headcanon that she saw that Thieves Guild shadow mark and was like, ooh, there's loot inside here. Let me quickly use my beef stew before we get in any fights here. Ooh, maybe with my new armor I can actually cast a spell. Nope. Still can't cast a spell. Still too stupid. There's like, you can kind of see it right there. There's like a letter that's supposed to be like daggered up to this wall. We'll talk a little about the letters in a second, but first we're gonna kill this moron here with his great sword. It's just like just broke his neck, flopping him into the corner. But these letters are kind of scattered throughout Pinewatch, and they're from Rigel Strongarm, who's the bandit leader. She's basically like, you broke into my treasure room, I killed this dude who did it, you got your cut, blah blah blah, I'll kill the rest of you. The funniest thing about these letters is that there's so many of them throughout this entire dungeon. Like there's at least 12, maybe even 20. And like there's no printers in Skyrim. So it's like, how the fuck is she just handwriting all of these out? She just like wrote 20 of them. This is kind of a funny detail to me. I also guess there's a fireplace in here. I feel like there should probably be a chimney outside. That might just be a little visual thing that the Wildlander team should add. We could loot this entire place, but like technically all of these are marked as owned. Yeah, I can see like this is all stolen goods, and like even this letter over here is marked as owned if I try to steal it. But this is a separate letter that she's like, oh, you know, like we got the right caravan and now we're gonna make a lot of money, and like I gave you some wine and it's behind the shelf. This pertains to the Thieves Guild quest line, like the thing they stole, which again Tani doesn't care too much about, but she's gonna kind of steal their money. I love that this is like the most obvious secret door I've ever seen in almost any video game. Like, let's ignore the super obvious button on the wall there. We have like the trail of coins. Okay, so we got that. Then we have the like really subtle detail of the wind that blows under. And then the less subtle fact that if you jump you can see light on the other side. Then there's a letter. And then there's this stupid button right here. I always wish that maybe like in Wildlander they moved this button. I don't know, like maybe behind this. Like there's room back there. That'd be a less obvious place to put it. There's this like lighthouse that's up in the Dawnstar area that has a similar kind of like secret door setup where you have to find something in a room, and that one's much more subtle than this. Meanwhile, Tani's just like breaking all this wine and knocking it down. Honestly, Tani did, like I said, she didn't really care too much about the lore or anything behind Pinewatch, but like I find those little details interesting to observe. We're mostly here just to murder bandits and steal their stuff. Oh fuck, it's fucking mage right there. Yikes. Oh, that's really scary. Fuck, that's fucking chain lightning. Alright, hold on. Hold on. I think that's chain lightning, which means we have to play this a little bit differently. Let's pop a stamina regeneration potion. I typically would fight those bandits down there, but we had a mage spawn, so I'm gonna fight them in another room, because I just really don't want to get killed by that mage. Ah, darn it. I had an opportunity to kill that guy right there, but I just missed it. I hear that person. What the fuck did he just... Oh, fucking hell, a fucking flame atronach? Jesus Christ. I think that kills her. God damn it. This is fucking flame atronach nonsense. Who is this mage? This is a disaster. Is someone flame atronachs and shit? Alright, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop a spirit wolf. Oh my god. And then hopefully they ignore... they ignore me, kill the spirit wolf, and then I can kill this Argonian. Oh my god, there's so many bandits here. Let me go upstairs, just reset and check my health. God, health is actually really low right now. Okay, let's deal with these two here. Let's get her with the power attack. Kill her. Get the bash, kill him. Missed the bash there, but that's okay. I think I'll kill him right here. Okay, yikes. That was way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I cannot believe how many bandits were down there. Typically there's like only 2 bandits down there. Oh my god. Alright, well we are alive. We managed to kill all those guys. I took a ton of damage in that fight, but I'm still on my feet, and that's kind of what matters the most. This is definitely the work of that scary more spawns randomized mod. It just spawned a ton of bandits, and god, what a fucking bloodbath. There's like 4 people dead up here. There's just like carved up corpses here. This guy is just absolutely butchered. His blood is just everywhere. Oh my god, that's super gross. Alright, God, this bandit mage was really scary. He didn't have a staff of chain lightning, thankfully. I think he had a scroll of chain lightning that he used on us. But he summoned that flame atronach, which really took me by surprise. The reason I fought the flame atronach is because I'm a Dunmer. So like we've talked about earlier, that resist fire kind of kept me alive against the flame atronach. But if I had been any other race, I would have just probably run away. I would have been like, nope, we're done. Too scary. Oh god, well, what a scary, kind of like exciting way to start off this dungeon. God, I should probably save after that fight. I would hate to have a crash after prevailing in that super heroic battle against all those bandits. The first area that I kind of identified that we were in trouble is I came around here and I saw the mage and realized this was probably the worst possible place to fight that mage, because he could zap me from over there or from over here, and I have just no way to effectively reach him without running through 4 of his friends. So I think we made a really good tactical decision to back up down that hallway and get them into the house. And then I was able to deal with the mage using a spirit wolf baiting. There's also a sneak skill book, but I'm not going to worry about it. Really scary though. And then after I killed that mage, I had a nice little duel with 3 of them upstairs and like managed to get one of them on a sideways power attack, got a bash interrupt on the second one, finished off those 2, and I missed a bash interrupt on that axeman. He ended up actually slashing me with his axe. But not the end of the world. Like, we were able to, the moment he took a step back, I was able to power attack and then just kind of blitz through his shield defenses. God damn, I am terrible at picking locks. No, I lost 3 picks on this stupid apprentice level chest. Like, we survived the 5 bandit fight against the bandit mage, and we have to deal with this shit. It's a really nice selection of items though, Jesus. Not really an archer myself, so I'm probably not going to use those. There's also some, like, you can see all the carts here from all the shipments that the bandits have taken, and there's like this torture pit here where they've like thrown the dead Khajiit merchants. Haha, I wonder if these are the Khajiit merchants that Lucan has supplanted as the local skooma dealer. And it's like all the other Khajiit in this area, they've gotten killed by the Pinewatch crew, so like Lucan has a monopoly. Ooh, or maybe like deep cut. Lucan has hired the Pinewatch people. He's working in cahoots with them. Like all the stuff that the Pinewatch people are plundering, they sell back to Lucan. There's like 0 evidence for this theory whatsoever. This is like a wild speculation, but it is a fun idea. I like it as a theory, even if it's almost certainly not true. That's okay. Skyrim's fun when you have like crazy fan theories with or without evidence. Alright, let's pick the lock here, grab a few of these potions, and keep moving. I gotta be a little careful though, because like the fact that there were 5 bandits that spawned there suggests that there's likely to be larger bandit spawns elsewhere in this dungeon, because that's kind of how the more spawns randomized mod works. Darn, I was gonna sneak a little bit closer to see if I could get the drop on them, or at least like initiate from a little bit closer. Over here. This guy here. Jesus Christ, that's a Frost Atronach he just summoned. Thankfully the Frost Atronach is fucking stuck behind a bridge or something. We're not getting anywhere near that though. Oh my god, is the Frost Atronach coming this way? Okay, well, thankfully the mage came this way, not the Frost Atronach. What the fuck is this guy? There he is. Okay, oh my god, we've had 2 bandit mages in this area so far, and that asshole summoned a Frost Atronach. And honestly, if he had summoned that Frost Atronach in a slightly more intelligent position, we'd be in big trouble right now. But instead, he summoned his Frost Atronach behind this bridge. And the Frost Atronach was really dumb, was like, I can't reach him, boss. I can't get to the scary lady. Anyway, it all worked out for us. I was perfectly happy just hunkering down over here, but thankfully he came to us and we were able to get the kill. Alright, let's get these last chests in here and keep working through Pinewatch. Some pretty good fights so far, like no significant problems that we weren't able to overcome, and like Still haven't needed to use any of our kind of heavy hitter potions. We've actually gotten through this entire run so far without using Ancestor Guardian. So we have a panic mode button if we get to super low health and we just don't see a way out. There's a bandit down here. There's a bandit over there. Oh, we're just gonna power attack this lady. You and me, lady. Let's fucking go. I knew she was gonna do that. Those launching power attacks are always a little bit risky. Like, I don't always recommend doing those, but they're cinematic. Particularly if you get a dismemberment on them, it's always fun. Alright, so that's the first level of Pinewatch all cleared out now, so we can go a little bit deeper into Pinewatch and deal with the rest of the bandits. I actually don't know if more spawns randomized will spawn extra bandits in this area, because I think it's technically a distinct cell. But I think it's a safe assumption to make that if there's extra bandits here, there's probably extra bandits further ahead. So let's just double check our buffs and everything. Okay, this all looks pretty good. Oh my god, my hotkeys aren't set. I actually noticed this in the fight in that room upstairs where I tried to use a potion and it didn't work and I ended up having to go in my inventory, and this is why my hotkeys weren't set. Let's quickly make some stamina regeneration potions too, because I can definitely see us needing a little bit more stamina to survive these next few fights. But yeah, so even if there aren't extra bandit spawns in this area, there's still plenty of bandits that just sort of generically spawn. Okay, so let's go over here. Oh, fucking hell, more fucking mages. At least this is just a spirit wolf little dude. Ow. In fairness to this orc, I corner cut this guy really badly. I've killed those two. Health still looks good. I will pop a crude potion just in case. And I'm gonna run out here and try to find wherever this archer is. The fuck is this? Oh, it's over here. God, I almost totally missed that guy. Thankfully, this mage was significantly less scary than the last few mages we'd encountered. All she had was a spirit wolf. She also has more of these letters from Rorus on her as well, like the letter that Rorus wrote out in like triplicate times 10. He's got one, she's got one. This is actually funny. He's got a crossbow bolt in him because he was in front of me when this guy shot a bolt at me and it actually hit his friend in the back. I don't know if it does any damage. Like, I think it just absorbs the shot. Like, I don't think there's friendly fire. Otherwise, that bolt probably would have killed him. But even just absorbing the bolt is pretty good for us. I think in the interest of time, I'm just going to bash the next chests, at least the ones I'm able to bash. Okay, this one's an expert level chest. Thankfully, we have some knock rank 2 scrolls, so we can quickly get this open. Nothing good in there, though. Use our stamina regeneration potion. Probably have a big fight coming up ahead of us here. Let me get out of this tunnel before, like, someone comes down it. Okay, that dude is... I don't know what that guy's plan was. I don't know if this guy knew what his plan was, honestly. Oh, hell. Carry weight's too high. What have we got on us that we can ditch? Oh, I don't need 9 pounds of beehive husk. That's excessive. I'll just get rid of some of this excess leather armor, too. Alright, let's keep working through here. We got this person. This guy's got the greatsword. Now he's got no head, and he's still got his greatsword. This is probably Rigel's strongarm because she has slightly better weapons. Got stuck there and kind of had to eat that. Alright, we're gonna run past these people and deal with these archers. Let me see if I can pick that guy off quickly. Okay, got the pick off. Let's keep moving. Get a bash, kill her, get a second block. Let's move up here, pop a stamina potion. I think we're good on health, but just in case, I'm gonna pop a crude potion. Let's get the bash, get that guy there. Didn't kill him though, because orcs are a little bit buffer. We did get her on the back, so we fucking stuck against that candelabra. Get the bash there. I missed the bash, but I was able to kill him. Last 2 guys here. Let's try to get some power attacks on this guy. That guy, unfortunately, I let him tag me, but I was able to get him on a power attack on the reverse. A little close right there. Let's get her with a power attack. Let's get her with another power attack. Let's get her with the bash. Shit, missed our bash again. Our bash timing is a little off right now. There we go. And finish off Rorus. Or not Rorus, Rigel. Whew! Very fun fight right there. Took some damage that we kind of didn't need to. Like, I think I missed a bash on this guy and he managed to clip me with his axe. But we had some really nice pick-offs along the way there, plus some really good blocks. So like we got kind of like surrounded by 4 or 5 bandits over here, and I found a way out along this wall. May have gotten tagged here, but I think it was just by bashes. And then this guy here I was able to kill with a bash interruption follow-up swing in the middle of the fight, and maybe it wasn't this guy, maybe it was this guy right here. I think it was this guy. Then we closed on the archers, managed to kill one of them before kind of like dealing with some more incoming attacks, got some blocks off, killed the second archer, and then I moved up towards this room and started working down the rest of them. Overall, that was a really fun fight. I feel like we navigated that generally about as well as we could be expected to navigate. We're going to be encumbered, but I have a potion to deal with that. I have this carry weight potion, so I'll just pop that in a second. This guy was a lot tankier than some of his buddies. He took like 2 or 3 hits with the greatsword. Overall, very fun fight. Generally pretty clean. And I think that's probably it for all the bandits in this area. I am gonna loot this treasure room here. There's like a Stone of Baron Zaya in here, like one of those Thieves Guild, like floating red stone things in the golden container. Thankfully the mages weren't as scary in the second half as opposed to the first half. They were super fucking scary in that first half of the dungeon, but they kind of toned down by the second half. Alright, let's disable this trap right here. Yeah, that's an adept level trap. I don't mind still picking adept level locks. Like, it does give us experience points, and part of the reason to have lock picking is to help level our character up, plus the loot. Problem though is then you all have to suffer through me trying to pick these locks. God damn it, I was so fucking close. God, is it right at the fucking top? No, it's not. Okay, I feel a little better knowing it's not right at the top. I think it's like slightly to the left. No, I hate this. Oh my god, I'm like so close. Why is this so fucking horrible? There we go. God, it was like a centimeter off of the top. That was too painful. I gotta just bash this one open. I can't subject you to too many of those moments. Okay, let's keep moving now that we picked that chest. Like, second time in this dungeon that we've done a pretty good job of carving through bandits only to be almost defeated by one of these stupid chests. Tons of more letters around here. You can see more of these like letter exchanges. This one's funny because God, this is actually really interesting. This letter talks about there's like we can head north to catch a ship. I know a guy whose cousin knows a guy that could get us set up with some pirates in Hammerfell. I wonder if this is like a reference to the Redguard family that lives up at this lighthouse, like Frostfall lighthouse over here, because they're from Hammerfell. Like, I might be reading too much into that, but that'd be another cool fan theory if true. This is more of Rigel Strongarm's letters. Alright, let's just stop reading the letters. It's just not super important. We'll just do a little bit of looting and get out of here. Overall, though, really fun fight. Navigated pretty well. Got to continually kind of showcase the power of this heavy armor two-handed style. I think my biggest regret right now is that I'm not, like, able to cast fucking mage armor, so I'm losing out on so much experience in this dungeon. Because if I had mage armor active during this fight, or during all those previous fights, I would have leveled up Alteration a lot, but alas, I do not. Last funny note about the notes, I said I wasn't going to say more, but this is the last one, is these notes here, like the exchange between Rigel and her dad. And her dad is like also a bandit. And he says like, use those meaty arms of yours, girl. Anyway, and like Rigel and Da keep exchanging letters, and like Da is not very happy with Rigel's behavior, and Rigel's like, fuck you, Dad, I'm sending you money. You taught me how to be a bandit. This is a cutesy little exchange. Alright, let's run over here, just jump over like the world's most obvious traps. This dungeon is pretty fun to do on a stealth playthrough. Because your character can just kind of like pick people's pockets and sneak around in the dark and navigate these traps. This trap is one of the sneakiest because it's like you can only see it because of that chain and hook up there. But like, we don't really care. Like, I deliberately let myself get hit by that just so you can see the health damage to our heavy armored character. Or did I? Or was I just really sloppy and let it hit me and then said that after the fact? Alright, well let's loot this. Here's the spoils. I always love in Skyrim when there's like hand-placed loot as spoils. It's very satisfying to pick up. Lots of kind of like ingots and ore and coins. I always leave 1 coin, and exactly 1 coin is like a power statement. Like, yes, Tani was here. She stole everything but this 1 coin. You can have it if you'd like. And then this silver candelabra and the mold, that's the thing that you need from the for the Thieves Guild quest. So it's just gonna sit in Tani's inventory, but I'll still just grab it just in case. Alright, and then there's just like a bunch of other stuff in here that we'll grab. And then my character is still really heavy, so I'm just gonna like ditch all this ore. I'm gonna keep the ebony and the gold ore though, because that could help us complete some random missive board quests that sometimes ask us to collect ore for a blacksmith. And the ore quests that require ebony and gold, those tend to require very little ore for a generally pretty expensive and valuable reward. So generally worth it for me. But let's head out of Pinewatch now, and let's head over to Falkreath, and we're gonna maybe sell a few of these things. I'll probably just sell only enough to guarantee that my horse doesn't get encumbered for the rest of the episode, but otherwise we're just gonna leave all these like corpses in here with all the like knocked over food and everything. Just like a huge mess for whoever comes along here next. When Lucan comes down here to re-up his skooma, he's gonna be like, oh shit, I've lost my connect. Alright, let's head out though. There is one last bandit fight that I have to do before I get back down to Falkreath. I don't know why I have this iron warhammer in my inventory. It's a really useless item. I'll ditch that as soon as I can. But the item that we have in our, or the next thing that we have to do is the bandits at Pinewatch. They're not just like magically robbing caravans on the road. They actually have this relatively like sophisticated checkpoint set up down here. I don't know, checkpoint makes it sound too formal. It's really just like a highway robbery station. Like they have this scaffolding set up over the road. You can see the little torch lights down there. Fuck it, I'm just gonna use mage armor. I'm so tired of like not leveling mage armor up. It's just really depressing. What the fuck? I can't cast mage armor. Oh, it's because I just used the healing aura. I was like, that's fucking bullshit. Can't even cast the spell when I'm literally naked here. I still can't cast the goddamn spell. Ugh, Tani, I love you so much, but girl, you're just like not very smart. Sometimes it makes sense as a character to like do the mage's college quest just for the buffs and everything, but like it would be so out of character for Tani to do that. She's just like not a very bright lady. Oh, I don't see any bandits here. What the fuck? Where'd the bandits go? Oh my god, one of them is dead? Who killed this guy? Oh, not that I'm complaining. I'm just curious who did it. Huh. When I'm still in combat, there is someone around here. I have no idea. There's another dead person here. They must have fallen. Oh, they're right here. God, I have no idea who killed these. It's a mystery. One that Tani is almost certainly not smart enough to solve. What, like, typically it might be like a spider. Like maybe a big spider came through here and just blasted these guys with poison until they died, but if it was a spider, you would expect the spider to attack me. Huh. I have no idea how these people are dead. Not complaining though. Unfortunately I still have to do one more thing in this area. God damn it. So, fucking rocks. Gee, let's not get hit by that rock. So, one of the scripted events that occurs on this road is as you go through, even if the fucking bandits are dead, these stupid bandits have set up, like, I don't know, Skyrim proximity sensors or everything. Like, they have the same tech that you have on your outdoor garage light, they have right here, but it drops rocks. Anyway, they, like, have these rock traps that fall. The problem with these rock traps is that the actual rocks are specifically called trap falling rock, and they're associated with damage based off of how fast they're moving. And doubly unfortunately is if a stupid NPC walks into these rocks, for some reason they'll stub their toe and just immediately die. It's really annoying. It's like any NPC who walks through here is gonna die. So I always like to clear the road just to like make sure that all the NPCs in this area who walk through just aren't getting totally murdered. Some of those things like that cauldron we can move manually, but this one we actually have to kick off the road. But this takes like 15 minutes to move all these rocks, particularly this big one. So I have found that the best way to do this is just with the magic of the console. We're just doing it to save NPCs. I hate when NPCs die in Skyrim for the most part. It makes the world feel very small. There was a mod in the old version of Wildlander that I would always add about like adding more NPCs to towns, and I kind of stopped adding it because it had some bugs to it, particularly in the LE version of Skyrim. But it was nice having towns have more people. To some extent, Skyrim Wildlander has that too, but it's not as many people as I'd like. Okay, well that's it for the Southern Falkreath Highway. Let's head into Falkreath itself. It's 7:30 p.m. in game right now, so I think I'll be able to— oh my god, fucking Skelly boy right here. What is going on? Where is this little Skeletor coming from? I don't know where this guy came from. He's like taunting me? Why is a skeleton taunting me? What a weird animation. I know it's just like generic NPC enemy animation, but it is still really funny. Okay, 7:36 p.m. in game, so I think I'll be able to get to the blacksmith just before he closes. I just want to sell like some of this heavy stuff I'm not using. I'll sell the ebony arrows, like I'm just realistically not going to use those. Sell the orcish helmet, and then a bunch of this like leather armor and this elven stuff too. Like realistically I'm not going to use that either. Alright, let's get off the horse. Come on, Kenny. Gotta get off the horse. Run over to Laud the blacksmith.
Steel's good, but loyalty's
and
better.
then like
Looking to
quickly
protect
sell
yourself,
this stuff
deal
before he
some damage.
closes. Okay, so let's get all this out of our inventory just to like manage our carry weight a little bit better. Okay, that's all done. Let's see if he has anything worth buying. Typically Laud has a pretty like crappy stock of items. Yeah, looks like he doesn't really have anything.
See me at my forge if you need arms or armor.
Okay, we're not going to stay too long in Falkreath. There's not too much to do down here. I actually really like the Falkreath border crossing start. I think it is pretty fun. There's lots of quests to do here at low level. But at our level it's sort of less important. Ooh, there's some traveling merchants here. Let's sell a few things to these traveling merchants. Again, just to like kind of keep our carry weights reasonable. Also, these merchants would be so happy because I cleared the road. This guy is like ogling at my magic. But because I cleared the road, they will not die when they walk out of here. It's like random wooden flute in my inventory from a previous episode. I'm just gonna sell that too. Okay, that's pretty good.
Take a
See
look.
if this guy's got anything worth buying. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. I think I'll buy the scroll of knock rank 2 though to replace the one that we already used. Okay, I think that's it. There's a funny exploit you can use. You can like buy a chest from this guy and then store items in this chest and then carry the chest around. It basically has unlimited carry weight, but like at that
Until
point in
next
time,
time.
like why not just use the console to edit your character's carry weight? Like it's just an exploit. I just tend not to play that way. But let's head over to the Falkreath Jarl's longhouse here and actually meet the Jarl of Falkreath. We had that letter that we got from him maybe 2 episodes ago. Letter from Jarl Sidgeir, and basically says like, hey, I have a place in my hold for you to become Thane if you'd like to. But I want to meet you first, maybe like get to know you a little bit. Thing is that Jarl Sidgeir is a total fuckboy. Like, look at this fucking guy. Oh my god. Like, if you close your eyes and just, like, imagine the average person on Tinder in certain cities, it's Jarl Sidgeir. Including the way he just mansplays himself out there on his throne. God, what a jerk. He's a rich jerk, though. Like, I'm not gonna actually pick his pocket, but, like, look at all the shit that he has here.
Don't even think about it.
I'm not thinking about it. Chill the fuck out, bro. Honestly, this dude would be super happy if Tani just groped him up right now. He's probably super into that. Alright, well, let's just talk to the Jarl here. We'll get the quest from him.
Good to see you.
He's
Finally, someone useful is around.
He's very friendly because he sent us this letter, and like our Flower Girls mod is gonna proc with some seduction options here. But we'll just tell him for now that like, hey, I'm Tani, I got your letter. Like, you're kind of a handsome looking fellow. Give me some money.
Ah, it's you.
Yes, it is.
Yes, well, now we'll see if the stories about you are true.
Oh, I assure you they are.
There's a group of bandits in my hold that I may have had a few discreet dealings with.
This guy.
The cut they were giving me was good at first.
What a fucking corrupt asshole.
Now it's time to clean things up.
Okay.
Go and take care of it.
Yeah, I'll do that, bro. I'll just go kill some bandits for you. I feel like there's some characters who would not be particularly happy to participate in Jarl Sidgeir's scummy bandit dealings and like cleaning up the evidence before the Empire investigates him. Tani doesn't give a shit though. Tani's like, yo, this guy's got money and he's all flirty and shit. We'll definitely want this guy to be a friend.
Good.
We can kind of flirt with him. I think that feels like very appropriate. I also like that the option that the mod picks here is like you look like you can handle yourself, when like Jarl Sidgeir does not look like he can handle himself. He's got these like scrawny little tiny little arms and his little waist. It's just like not very buff. Like, you look like you can handle yourself is kind of the thing that you'd want to say to like, I don't know, some big burly dude in Skyrim, not this like scrawny little dude. Like, look at his little like goatee. Oh, what a scrub. That's okay, he's a rich scrub, so Tani's into it.
You've done well.
I have done well, thank you. Give me money, please. Alright, so we talked to him, we got a quest from him. Let's go find his steward. She has a quest for us as well.
I'm the steward here. I serve under Jarl Sidgeir and Jarl Dengeir before him.
I feel like Nenya is always a little like muted as a character. Like, she's just in it for the paycheck. She kind of doesn't give a shit who's in charge. But let's get the bounty from her as well.
The Jarl has put out a bounty on some bandits.
So,
Here, take a look at this decree
because
for
we
details.
cleared out Embershard in the second episode, we're guaranteed that the other bandit areas are going to all be in this little bandit triangle. Oddly, it looks like one of them double counted Knifepoint Ridge. So like Mist Tower or something. There's some tower over here. It's not going to send us there, which is fine. We'll just leave it as is. I don't know. Maybe we'll just go to that tower and just kill the bandits there just to like actually do it while we're in the area. But there's a tower that we're going to maybe go to here. And then there's Knifepoint Ridge where we have kind of a double counted quest to kill the leader there. And then we have Bilegulch Mine. We gotta kill the leader there as well. I think I'll probably have Tani spend the night in Falkreath really quickly though, just because like, I I don't know. I don't really want to wander around the forests of Falkreath at night. Generally speaking, it's a bad idea to wander around in Wildlander at night. There's so many crazy things that are out there trying to kill you. I don't remember if Falkreath is the one that has the what's it called? The werewolves that are floating around. Like, there's definitely werewolves in Morthal that I've been attacked by before, but I don't know about Falkreath. So let's check the missive board and see what we got. Oh! There's a bounty to kill that leader of that tower I was talking about. Let's definitely grab that. Ooh, let's also grab this vampire hunting quest to hunt this vampire in Falkreath. And there's some more fugitive and thief quests here. It's gonna kind of overload our quest journal, but like we already have quests in the Rift and in the Reach for similar things. So I might as well just grab these as well. Like, it just gives more things for us to do as we're traveling. Sounds like there might be a vampire in the area. Like if we do hunt or vampire in Falkreath. It says it hangs out at a Dead Man's Drink, which is the Falkreath Inn. So I'm gonna grab my silver greatsword just in case we run into that vampire and have an opportunity to kill it. Let's leave a bunch of this other stuff on my horse here. We're a little overloaded on alchemy ingredients right now, but it's like not a huge deal. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, let's go inside this inn at Falkreath and let's see if that vampire is here. If the vampire is here, we'll just kill her really quickly. I think it almost always spawns as a female vampire, but I don't know, maybe there's been some male vampires I've seen in the past. I actually don't see her hanging around here. Maybe she's not here right now. I'm sure she's in some of these other rooms. Nope, no vampires. The vampires that spawn in Wildlander are super, super obvious. They have like really clear vampire distinguishing features. Okay, let's just get a room for the evening and then Tani will sleep.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink.
Yeah. Let's just get a room
What does this look like? The Temple of Mara?
Oh my god, I have no money.
gold,
I put all my money on my horse, so I can't rent a room. No, lady, I swear. I'll trade you random alchemy ingredients. Oh, that's really terrible. I have some alchemy ingredients I can sell her. Okay, let's sell her the animal fat because that's pretty abundant. It's easy to get that. Let's sell her elves' ears, some garlic. We need 50 gold. Some random mushrooms. There we go. Now we got 50 gold.
What does this look like? The Temple of Mara? No gold?
I have the gold. Oh my god, this lady won't rent to me.
Well, I wouldn't complain if we could string together a few sunny days. Sure thing.
There we go.
I'll show you to your room.
This lady's like, god, this fucking deadbeat adventurer comes in here. She has loot that's worth more than my whole building. She can't pay 50 gold for a fucking inn. Ooh, I think something weird has happened with Tani's face. Let me take a look. Oh god, what happened to Tani's face? Looks horrible. If this ever happens to your character where like the skin tone changes, just like pull up the race menu and it'll reset to what it should be. There's the Tani we know and love. Okay, let's see what time it is right now in game. It's 10:57. I think before Tani goes to bed, I will introduce a mod that we haven't played around with in this series yet, which is the Spell Research mod. So Spell Research is one of my favorite mods that gets added to Wildlander. It basically adds all these ways to level your character up, learn new spells, get stronger as a mage, and do so in kind of a much more research-oriented fashion. As you do spell research, it will log that in your experience page. And you can see that I've already done a little bit of spell research in between episodes by researching some spells. And we'll see if we can like see the archetypes that I've been researching so far. As you research more spells, it unlocks more archetypes, and then that gives you more experience. And then you can use these archetypes to research new spells by writing theses, and then combining those into a spell composition. It's kind of a complicated mod. I recommend you check out the Wildlander wiki for a full explanation. So you can see here I've done some research already into the health archetype. Primarily novice, but like a little bit of apprentice and adept experience. What I like to do is I just like to bind the hotkey to hotkey 0 on the keyboard, but you don't need to bind a hotkey. You can just as easily just click on the spell research journal. And then you can analyze the spell. You can also like make scrolls and tomes, which you can sell. So there's like lots of stuff you can do there. You can also use the tomes to teach stuff to your followers that you have. What I am going to do though is I'm going to pop out the heal self spell. Make sure that's in both of my hands, and then I'm going to open spell research, do begin research. This is just a warning about how this works. It drains magicka and stuff like that. We're just going to say don't show that warning again. Now our character is going to get her notes ready. And then if I reactivate my spell research journal, I'll now have the option to actually do some research on the spell. So like I can analyze it. And it tells me that like, oh, this is a healing spell. It's got these archetypes. It has some other things associated with it, etc. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to perform research on the spell for 3 hours. And I tend to do this with my characters every night before they go to bed, is do maybe like 3 to 6 hours of research on a spell. And then if I have a skill book in my inventory, I'll also study that. Tani, though, as we've established, is not very bright. So she's too mentally drained, even just by doing 3 hours of study. And then if you reopen your spell research, you'll have the option to stop research. And I recommend doing that, otherwise it might create some issues for your character swapping spells once you're done with researching. Anyway, kind of a quick and dirty explanation of spell research, but now let's actually have Tani get a solid, like, 8 hours of sleep. Right now, her magicka has a status effect that statically depletes it because she was just doing research. But if Tani rests and then recovers the next day, you can see that that debuff is gone. She is a little bit hungry though, but we can fix that because we have some food on our horse. I think the vampire would be here in the morning. Like sometimes when you spend the night, the vampire has moved in by the time that you get awake, but guess not. We'll have to deal with the vampire another time. But let's get some food from our horse and then head out of here. Ooh, there's one other quest I want to get before I leave. I just want to see where this guy sends us. So there's a priest of Archay now down here named Runel, and he's talking to these two grieving parents whose child has been murdered by a werewolf. It's actually a really dark story. We're not going to do that quest though, because that's a quest that light armored characters should do, because it gets them the Savior's Hide armor, which is that armor piece I was making fun of earlier, because when you wear it you look like you're starring in a Vegas show. But we're not going to do that quest. We're just going to talk to Runel really quickly. Let me get my horse over here too. Runel is a restoration trainer, and I would love to level up restoration a bit more, so I'm just going to grab some money for my horse to do that. Alright, sorry to interrupt. I don't know, I feel really bad interrupting a sermon, but I don't know, I don't think Tani cares about that.
Responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath?
Let's see if he's got anything like decent for sale, like any good scrolls. I think we're good on scrolls, like none of that's particularly good. Ooh, he has heal self rank 1. I am gonna buy that because that's a spell that even fucking Tani can cast in her like armor. Because the magicka, it's a channel spell, so I'll be able to like quickly use that to tap off and top off my character.
A number of graves in this cemetery. Take a look.
God, I really hope I can cast this. I say I can cast this, but I'm not 100% confident. So let's get that tome from him.
I'll teach you some of what
let's
I know,
have him teach us a little restoration, and then we'll also ask him about whether he's a priest or not, and then he's going to give us a quest to go retrieve his journal.
I am. I came into Archay's light after the Great War.
He's got a kind of cool
So many
backstory.
died by my hand. I'm fortunate that Kust
Talks about how he was a battle mage during the Great War. I forget what side he served on. I like sort of assume Altmer because he's a high elf, but maybe he was an Imperial. Anyway, he says he was exploring this old cave and like lost his journal, and then he sends us to Moss Mother Cavern. This is a random place he sends us. Sometimes he'll send us to like, there's a a mage cave around here. There's a cave full of ghosts down here. He'll send us to a random location in this area. Moss Mother Cavern is full of Spriggans, and we're just not really equipped to fight Spriggans right now, so I don't see us doing this runal quest in the super near future. Huh. Interesting. Report the vampire's death to a vigil. Oh my god, the guards must have killed the vampire in Falkreath before we could find her. One of these days we're gonna actually be able to kill that vampire, but for now the guards keep beating us to it. Alright, well, let's head out of Falkreath. I think it's time that we hit the road and go finish up this episode by killing some more bandits. We got 3 bandit areas that we're gonna go to. I've cleared these areas out in previous episodes. As I've called it in the past, it's the Falkreath Bandit Triangle. But I was doing that, I think, using a combat archery style just to showcase how to do it with the bow and arrow. So let's do it with a greatsword this time. That'll be more fun. So save the game. Ooh, we leveled up. I'll level up. Oh no, I didn't level up. Oh my god, I'm so close. Ugh, that's so tantalizing. It's terrible. It's just as tantalizing as the way that Tanny teases poor Jarl Sidgeir. Alright, let's head into the woods over here. We gotta be a little careful in this area. Honestly, you know what? Let's just do something a little risky here. This is probably a bad idea, but I don't know. We kind of live for bad ideas in this run. It's all about bad ideas. Let's see, if we're gonna go do a bad idea though, let's first get set up. So let's have our beef stew, mammoth tomato stew, and tomato soup. Let's also use that spell tome we bought by the get the heal self spell. And then I'm gonna hotkey heal self instead of heal self rank 2, because I should be able to cast the rank 1 version. Okay, let's see if I can cast this. Oh my god, I can actually cast it. You can see that like it does actually trigger for a second. So my guess is Tanny can cast that for like a second before she runs out of magicka. It's better than nothing. We're satisfied with that. We're gonna go fight a bandit, not a bandit, a necromancer who lives over here. Shit, I just used that potion prematurely. I wanted to hotkey it, but I accidentally clicked it. That's annoying. Well, let's get a potion of resist magicka, great, in case we need it. Let's also hotkey our restore health remarkable potion, because this necromancer we're about to fight sometimes has really powerful spells. For the record, I do not recommend fighting this necromancer. I recommend just riding around this necromancer on a permadeath run. Okay, I think he's like over here. Okay, you can see those standing stones over there. That's where the necromancer is. There's kind of 2 ways to fight this necromancer as this character. Like, we could run the necromancer over with our horse, but I really don't want Sergio to die, so I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, though, is get ready to pop sneak for a second here in super gloomy, rainy weather. I'm going to use my resist magic great potion. I'm just going to hotkey that to hotkey 3, I think. And then I'm going to close the gap on this necromancer over here, and then if they have super scary spells, I'll pop the potion, but if the spells don't look that scary, I'm not going to bother. Okay, I heard the mage. I don't think they're blasting me, though. I think they're blasting someone else. Okay, so I see the mage, I think, down there. So that's where the necromancer is. You see there's necromancer in the distance with, like, magic in their grips. Let's get the high ground. Kind of stay near-ish to cover. Necromancer's been doing some bad shit over here. Just some really grisly stuff. Necromancers in Skyrim are just like so gross. They do some really awful things. I don't like being out in the open here. Hunting down necromancers in the rain in the woods is like I said, this is not a very good idea. It's just an animal. If we get up here, we can spot the necromancer. I guess there's a little bit of suspense to doing it this way. What the fuck is this mage? Oh, there's the mage down there. Alright, let's see what spells this person has. Alright, looks like just Ice Shard. That's not as scary. Let's move to some cover, though. That's not the Necromancer. This is like the Necromancer's corpse. Shit. Alright, we're gonna pop the potions that we use because I kind of got caught out in the open here. Necromancer's on the other side of this tree. Let's apply a poison. Use cover to get a little bit closer. Jesus Christ. This is a really hard gap to close right here. Okay, let's go. I think this person's low on magicka. Let's cut a side angle here. Let's try to get him with a power attack. Okay, very nice. Decent advance there. Didn't take too much damage. Not a lot of great loot. We'll grab this ancient text though. We'll translate that later. Good kind of example of how to hunt down mages. Like staying near cover, not getting exposed in the open too long. I probably shouldn't have fought that reanimated corpse of the necromancers in this specific location where I fought that corpse. It was a little exposed right there, and like the necromancer could have exploited that, but got a little distracted, but ended up not mattering. Now we can kind of loot what's going on here. I forget what skill book this is. Frostfall is a conjuration skill book. Okay, it's like a decent skill book. We're just not really using conjuration. And then this spell tome is just a bound cloak spell tome. But let's just put that skill book on Sergio here and then just keep moving. I also realized my character took a little bit of damage, so I am going to get her healing aura going again. Ooh, even better than the healing aura. Let's use our magic that we just learned. Oh my god, she can actually sort of cast it. It does like no healing, but it does level up restoration. Alright, whatever, Tanny. You're doing your best. We can't give you shit for it, girl. You're trying real hard. It's not Tanny's fault that she was born with low magicka. We can't all be Altmer. Ooh, see this like trunk with the ladder on it? Don't go near it. There's a Spriggan that pops out of it. I've definitely made this mistake before and then been murdered by a Spriggan. It's got like weird green shit inside. Stay far the fuck away from that. There's like some ruined cart that got burned by something. I never really figured out what burned that cart to the ground. Like I always thought there was a dragon around here, but I never found one. I think what we're gonna do... let's take a look at what bandit fort to do first. Okay, I think let's start with Knifepoint. Knifepoint's honestly the most exciting ones. Let's do that one last. I think I'm gonna do Bilegulch first, which is typically what I do. I like ending with the most exciting ones. That way we can have an ending to the episode that's like a really cinematic and fun fight. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Oh my god, that's Athos. Ah, this is the companions! Oh my god, they're fighting a bear. Oh, no, I couldn't help them. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I love running into the companions in the wilderness, though. I love how Torvar and Farkas are actually fighting the bear, and Athos is all the way over there. He's, like, scared of this bear. While we're here, let's talk to Farkas and get some heavy armor training. It's like, what's up, buddy? Well, fancy seeing you here.
Skjor says that I have the strength of Ysgramor. I'll show you what I can.
Oh, that's cool.
Yourself.
That also guarantees that we level up. It's too bad that we haven't actually turned in the quest yet or completed his quest yet, because we could turn it in right now if we had it completed, but we do not. Ooh, now that we leveled up, we can finally get alchemy rank 2. Ah, that's fantastic. Okay, so now that we have alchemy rank 2, we can actually sample the ingredients in our inventory and learn what they do. So like for example, now that I click on B, we learn all the properties that a bee has. And we're gonna do that for all of our alchemy items. Let me save before I do this because sometimes this leads to some visual glitches and those are really annoying. If you want to learn what they do, you'd have to turn the HUD on. And then like if I click on bear claws and samples it, it tells me in the upper corner what the bear claws do. I'm not going to waste time with that though. I'm just going to turn my HUD off and then just sample everything one by one. Oh, just learn everything. Kind of going to waste some of these ingredients here. Oh, it's funny. I already know all the fly amanita ingredients even though I haven't sampled it. Okay. Ooh, hearts. Tani's gonna have a little nibble of the hearts. Tasty. Tani's first dabble into some really chaotic evil shit right there. Tani's just like, a heart? Yeah, no big deal. Let's just see how that tastes. That'll be totally fine. Okay, just a few more here. I'm not spamming my clicking on these items because I don't want to like click on things that I don't need to. Vampire dust you have to be careful with. If you sample vampire dust, it can give you an infection. You can see that after I sampled it, it didn't give me an infection. I think there's only a chance that it does that. It looks like it didn't actually give me the disease. Okay, so we have all of our ingredients sampled. Let's make sure our horse has stuff sampled too. Let's sample the animal fat. Everything else is sampled. Yay! Okay, so now when we make potions, it will actually give us a full list of the potions that we can make. And this will be way easier for getting prepared for fights. So now we know that we can make some health regeneration, some magicka regeneration. We know we can make some poisons, some restore health, magicka, and stamina stuff. So now our character can like actually do alchemy. Torvar is lost. Torvar is drunk right now. He's just like, guys, where are we going? Alright, let's head out and go kill some more bandits. Oh my god, is that Athos is just like running around in a circle with Torvar. He's like playing hide and seek with his friend. That's really cute. I like these guys. Okay, let's go to Bilegulch Mine though. Wrap up the episode with our bandit kills in the bandit triangle. Gotta be a little careful riding around this area because there are some random encounters that spawn, and some of those like probably not super dangerous for your character, but definitely could be dangerous for your horse. You always gotta be careful though, like even your character who's doing pretty well at this point in time, like we're level 12? Yeah, level 13. Level 13, we have over 200 HP, we have pretty good gear, but like mages can still kill us, brigands can still kill us, vampires would definitely kill us, we just gotta be a little careful. I also always get lost in the Falkreath forest, so I think I'm going the right way, but if I screw this up I apologize in advance. First place we're gonna stop though is going to be Bilegulch Mine, which is a little outpost controlled by orcs. I have a funny little fan theory. This is like the episode of fan theories. I've given like, I don't know, a whole bunch of fan theories so far, none of which are particularly well supported. This next fan theory I actually think is a slightly better fan theory. My pet theory. Oh my god, look at that. Tani can heal. Oh, she actually healed like maybe 8 HP. Good job, Tani. You're doing a good job. You're doing your best, girl. Anyway, my fan theory here is that this mine, Bilegulch Mine, is not actually occupied by bandits. It's occupied by the orc settlers who legitimately live here. And the Jarl has put out a bounty on them to do a hostile takeover of this mine. He's just like trying to murder the natives who are in charge of this mine. Tani has no... Oh my god, this dude just like came out through the gate. What are you doing here, buddy? This guy just like charges me with a dwarven dagger. Anyway, the Jarl is trying to take over this this mine for his own purposes. Even though this is like a genuinely orc mine. Like, this is orc architecture. It's not like they just moved in here overnight. Like, they've legitimately settled here. There's also really no signs that other people were here. It's not like they've killed miners. There's corpses around or miner tents. Like, this is just the orcs' mine. We're just here to kill them and take it. Let's power attack this bozo. Aw, he actually got me before I got him, but like, that's okay. We have good armor, so you can see that it basically dealt us no damage. Tani, I don't know. Tani probably feels pretty badly about being a servant of, like, the Jarl. But not so badly that she won't behead this dude and get blood all over her fucking face. This guy's head is gonna be rolling for days, just like all the way down the mountain now. Well, Tani should probably feel bad for being part of the Falkreath Imperial colonial takeover of this orcish mine. And they even have a forge and everything with like their unique orcish style of architecture. Maybe Anna feels bad about that. I feel genuinely pretty bad about that. Tanny doesn't give a fuck. Tanny's like, look, they wanted to keep it. There shouldn't have been such fucking pansies. I should have put up a better fight. You can grab an Orcish greatsword and an Orcish helmet here at an early level. Oddly, there's no Orcish blacksmithing book here, which I always thought was interesting. Like, I kind of wish there was. That'd add a nice little detail. But never fear, if you wanted to get an Orcish blacksmithing book, there is one in a bandit keep called, like, Broken Tusk or something, or Cracked Tooth. It's, like, down here in the Falkreath map. Maybe these Bilegulch Mine people are actually affiliated with that keep. I never really thought about that. But let's head into the mine and deal with the bandit leader. We gotta be a little careful for this bandit leader, because sometimes this bandit leader's a mage. So we are gonna sneak here and just kind of sneak closer. And then if they are a mage, we'll use a Spirit Wolf scroll to bait them into blasting the wolf, so we don't have to deal with chain lightning or any other horrible spells. And then if they're a melee bandit or an archer, we'll just kill them straight up. Maybe it'll be a nice heavily armored orc war chief, and we can have a proper duel. It's like that Tom Hardy movie where, like, those people come into his bar and they want to beat him up in something, and he's like, we need to have a proper fucking fight between proper fucking gangsters. And, like, that's what Tanny wants right now. A proper fucking fight with some proper fucking warriors. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Look at this guy right here. He's got a special greatsword and a special helmet. Alright, let's have us a fucking duel right here. I'm just gonna run past this guy and run down here, because I just want to have a fight in a nice open area. They even let him get the first hit in. Alright, buddy, let's fucking go. I love this. I love me some, like, big, heavy armor duels with great swords. First hit. Easily blocked. Okay, buddy. Alright. Ooh, nice little timing right there. I missed. Ooh. I got a little corner cut on you there. Oh, he's already popped the potion. Oh no, looks like he's not doing so well. Oh no, he lost his arm. Oh, sorry, friend. Oh, still kind of a proper fucking duel between some proper fucking gangsters. I'm still happy with that. Alright, buddy, you put up a decent fight. I like killing him in this room. It feels appropriate. Gets the die among his ore. Lots of orichalcum ore here if you're doing the whole smithing thing. And there's also, I think this is a heavy armor book. Maybe it's a smithing book, I forget. Smithing or heavy armor. I think it's smithing now that I think about it. Yeah, it is smithing. Armor's Challenge actually has a really nice story. It's like got a really interesting explanation of how to craft ebony armor in there. Just kind of like incidental to the lore of the book. Let's loot this chest and see what we got in here. Ooh, that's a fantastic item to get, this Ring of Resist Magicka. I love grabbing that. We also have a Magicka regeneration ring. Honestly, that's pretty good too, but not nearly as good as this Resist Magicka ring. This is essential for transitioning into the mid-game. We have to have good Resist Magicka items that don't occupy other slots that we need to prioritize, so we will definitely hang on to that ring. This chest always has an Orcish cuirass, Orcish swords, and Orcish arrows, but I'm just going to leave these and just not worry about them. Maybe I'll come back in the mid-game and give those to a companion, but not going to worry about it for now. And then last loot here are the two potions here. One of those is a Resist Magicka potion, but I forget what the other one is. Oh, I love this ring though. I'm probably still going to stick with the Major Sure Grip ring for now, because we're not fighting a lot of mages, but as we start clearing out other dungeons, I will happily trade the damage for the resist magic. I think I said at one point in time that I tend to put a premium on damage over other things, but when you need to resist magic, you really need to resist magic. Oh, did I loot this guy? No, I forgot to loot him. Yeah, you just really need to resist magic sometimes. Like if you're fighting enemy mages or enemy Draugr who have frost spells, it's just so essential that you're able to resist those and not die. Okay, I think that's it for this area here. We have successfully murdered all of the native miners, and now we can turn this over to the evil colonial overlords. It's so bad. Oh, I feel terrible. Oh, I'm so sorry. Skyrim makes you do bad things, I swear. Alright, well, that feels horrible. God, I feel if I was playing an orc character, I wouldn't do that. I don't know, I guess I was playing Akai in my last videotaped run, and I totally murdered all those bandits, so maybe I would do that. I'm just as bad as everyone else. Continuing an earlier theme from this episode, when you play Skyrim, you are the real bandit. Alright, let's go this way. I'm super turned around right now, but I think this is the right way. Let's head over to Bannermist Tower. Let's also save. I've had a crash in this forest right around this very point. Let's avoid that wolf over there. I really don't want to be fighting a wolf. Kind of a waste of time for us. Bannermist Tower is our next place we're going to clear out. Bannermist Tower is a much easier clear. There's only like a few bandits in there. Let's ditch all this. The ring of resist magic is so important that I just leave it in my inventory. Little bit of organization of this inventory before we keep on moving. Yeah, like I was saying, a bandit? No, it's a hunter. It's safe for us, not gonna kill us. I keep the ring of resist magic active or ready in my inventory in case I stumble across any mages, because then I can quickly get the ring on and fight the mages and have a little bit more mitigation against their spells. Okay, so Bannermist Tower is over here. Let's just park Sergio and head over to the tower. I think we're still good on our beef stew. Yeah, beef stew still looks good. Wonder if I can cast mage armor yet. Nope, still can't fucking cast mage armor. God damn it. Maybe if I take off the cuirass. Oh my god. We're almost at the point where we can cast mage armor while actually wearing our heavy armor. So far, the only Spellblade thing I've been able to do this entire series is cast Heal Self 1 for about 0.5 seconds. And that's the disadvantage of playing a Spellblade in Wildlander. So here's Bannermist Tower. It's right here on the map. These guys are kind of chumps. I'm not super worried about them. We're just gonna power attack this guy. Oh, he's gonna bash me. Womp womp. I super deserve that. My timing and my positioning gap was totally off for slashing that guy at that range. Ugh, now it's off again. I love how this Khajiit's got a crossbow and decided that the strategy is to charge me. That is not the strategy. Oh, this orc is pretty beef. Look at him go. He's a real stud. Alright. Well, I love when they taunt you and then you just power attack them and instantly kill them. And rinse and repeat. God, those sideways power attacks, when you get the timing right. And I did get the timing right on those last two. Those are just so brutal. There's just really nothing that bandits can do about those. Oh my god, I actually think I might have gotten some experience points for alteration as well. I think that's it for Bannermist. Bannermist's a pretty easy clear. I don't even think that's a skill book. Is this? The Legend of Lover's Lament. I don't know if I've ever even seen this book before. Is it a skill book? No, there's no star on the side. We'll just leave this here. Maybe someone else. Someone who's a little bit more of a romantic than Tani can pick it up. Okay, let's loot this. There is a lock-picking skill book over there, but just in the interest of time, I'm not going to worry about it. But I will loot this little area down here because I cannot pass up the treasure. Oh my god, or I'll break my lockpick again. I don't think you can bash the store open because it's made of metal. So you actually have to pick this, or you have to use a scroll. Alright, done with Bannermist. Not super difficult. The only remarkable things were apparently this crazy Khajiit who's just like super high on Skoomer right now, and he's like, I got a crossbow, I got a charger. This guy like took the don't hug cover lesson like to heart in the wrong way. He's like, ooh, I'm not supposed to hug cover. I gotta stay off cover. So I'm gonna charge this person and try to John Wick her with a crossbow. It did not end very well for him. Alright, let's go retrieve our horsey, and then let's head to Knifepoint Ridge, and that'll be a great way to end out the episode, assuming our game doesn't fucking glitch out with that weird camera bouncing back there. In fact, that made me nervous. We're gonna save again. I don't like when cameras make weird movements like that. That just gets me nervous in a Bethesda game. Alright, it's time for the last bandit area, Knifepoint Ridge, and I'm lost again. I actually think I'm in the wrong part. Yeah, I gotta turn around. I hate Falkreath. I get so lost around here. Knifepoint Ridge is it's a pretty difficult bandit clear. It's not as hard as Ball Time, but like it's definitely up there in terms of the harder bandit areas to take down. It's probably a same tier of bandit difficulty as like Lost Knife Hideout and East March. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little bit easier. But it's definitely harder than Bannermist and Bilegulch. Okay, I like to park my horse in this tower, so let's clear these wolves first. Boop. Boop. Oh my god. I swear, I intentionally got hit by those wolves so like Tani can practice her healing magic. Look at her go. She's almost at a full second of healing magic. Oh, Tani, you're doing so good. You a real Spellblade now, girl. I think probably at the end of this episode, I'm gonna butcher these wolves and this deer, see if I can get any animal bones, but I am not gonna worry about that right now. We're just gonna go up here and just go kill some enemies. Character is a little hungry, and I think this is as good a time as any to use our tomato soup and our meat pie. Alright, let's assault Knifepoint Ridge. Now that we actually have alchemy, I will make some potions as well, just to get us set up for this fight. So let's definitely make a regenerate health potion. Let's definitely make a fortify stamina regeneration potion as well. I'll make 2 of those because one of those might wear off. Think we really need anything else for this? Like maybe a fortify health potion. Quality's not very good. I'm not going to worry about it. But let's pop those. Let's also quickly use our healing aura on self, because it'd be nice to have a little bit of passive magic regeneration while we're up here. Or not magic regeneration, passive health regeneration. Okay, let's use the health regeneration, the stamina regeneration. I'm gonna use this armor potion, this 2-handed potion, and this block. I'll save the block potion, I don't really need that, but I'll use the other 2 potions as well as soon as the fight starts. So let's hotkey that to hotkey 5, so we'll go 5 and 6. And we're out of poisons, but I have some random poisons I've picked up, so I'll try to use this like paralysis crude potion at some point in this fight, and I'll try to maybe use this damage health potion as well. Can I even cast mage armor? Oh my god, maybe I can cast mage armor before this fight. We're just gonna like get a little naked right here. I can't do it. That's okay. Alright, bandits have heard me. Let's move into the camp really quickly. We gotta watch out for these rocks right here, so I'm just gonna clear this gap. Corner cut on that guy. Oh my god, I fucking totally missed. Heard the rocks fall. Let's use a stamina potion. Let's use our utility potions.
I'll kill you.
God damn it. I'm getting fucking massacred by this guy. This fucking orc with a sword. Yeesh. I am really glad I moved out of the way there. That could have been really bad. Okay, taking a ton of damage. Let's pop a health potions. Also, fuck it. Let's be a Spellblade. Let's cast some healing. Oh, look at that. Tani just healed in the middle of battle. She's a real Spellblade now. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of fucking archers. Where is the crossbow that just shot me? Do not see this guy. Oh, he's fucking up on that tower. I don't know how I missed this guy. That's super embarrassing. Alright, buddy, you're gonna get fucking power attacked. You're done. You lose your head because you shot me in the face with a crossbow. Who said she'll let me live this time? Is there someone who I left alive around here who just thought I surrendered? That's wild. Oh my god, I'm not in combat anymore. Let's see what's going on here. This guy here, this dude's not even gonna wake up. Oh, fucking hell, is a mage. That lady's dead. Killed that guy while he was sleeping. It's kind of a sad way to go. See any other bandits up here? Let's just double check this tower because we clearly missed the bandit in that last tower over there. Ah, Taniesi the Spellblade. Fuck yeah, girl. Use that heal magic in the middle of battle. Let's kill this guy before we can do anything. He's just hanging out by the fire and just stands up and he's dead. Okay, pretty clean clear of Knifepoint Ridge. Honestly, that's a lie. There was some real sloppiness early on in that fight. Like these guys over here down by the tower. There was one moment where this lady came in with the warhammer and the only reason she didn't hit me with that power attack is because I just happened to be moving. I was definitely not dodging her. I was definitely just randomly moving to the side and she just came in and smacked the ground right where I was. Ugh, I also missed a whole bunch of bashes. Honestly, a little bit sloppy. That's okay. I'm just gonna say the excuse for that is I've been recording for a while now. I'm a little bit tired. It's also gonna be the last episode for a few weeks because I have a vacation coming up, so I'm not gonna be able to do any recording around my desk, but that's fine. We'll crank this episode out before then. Ugh, this is a really scary bandit area to enter because like as soon as you get through this door a bandit attacks you. I think I'm okay as long as it's not a mage. If this is a mage, I think what I'll do is I'll pop this resist magic potion. So I'll just have this hotkey just in case. So we'll have a backup plan in case we run into a mage right here. We'll also be sneaking to kind of minimize the chances that this person sees us. This might not be a mage. This might just be a regular bandit boss. Yeah, just a big old beefy orc. What up, orc friend? Aw, you're gonna die like your buddy. He's gonna have the same ending as the guy in Bilegulch Mine. Ugh, honestly, that was kind of anticlimactic. I was hoping for a more fun final fight, but that's okay. Honestly, we kind of deserve a break. It's been a long episode, and I'm clearly getting a little sloppy while commentating and recording. Ah, darn. I thought this was a different necklace. I thought this was an necklace that had the drain resistance effect. Eminent health is still honestly a really good necklace, though. Like, an extra 50 HP is effectively like a bit of extra cushion against magic and stuff like that. I won't use it generally, but if we're fighting mages, I'll swap out this Eminent Squire necklace for the health necklace, because I'd much rather have bonus health than bonus armor. Okay, well, that is it for Knifepoint Ridge, and also that is it for all of the bandits. So we're basically done with the episode here. I'll just loot some of these mushrooms and head back out, and then kind of like set up a little camp around the fire. We'll get Sergio over here so she can warm up. But thank you everybody for watching the episode. This is a longer episode. I'm not sure what this is gonna... Sergio like came out from the mine. Is she like stuck over here? Oh my god, Sergio is totally stuck in this little mine box. Oh no! Sergio, no! Baby girl! God damn it, I'm stuck on Sergio. This is terrible! How the fuck do I get off my horse? Oh no, Skyrim. Skyrim, say it ain't so. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. I am legitimately stuck on my horse. I'm like spamming the dismount button, but the game has decided there isn't enough room for Tani to get off. So now Tani is permanently stuck on her horse in this fucking area. God damn it. Skyrim, why you gotta be like this sometimes? Alright, this is really horrible. I can't end the episode this way. We're gonna TCL out of here. Oh my god, TCL doesn't work! Haha, we're like actually stuck. What if I put TCL on Sergio? Will that help? There we go. Oh my god, what a fucking disaster. We have teleporting horses getting stuck in this little like wooden area. God, Bethesda games are wild. Well, that's kind of a fun, fitting capstone to the episode. Longer episode, like I said. I haven't tallied all the time, but I'm guessing we're at over, like, definitely 2 hours and maybe over 2 hours. Hope everyone enjoyed the episode though. We got a ton of combat in today. We got to see a lot of two-handed heavy armor combat. We got to see a lot of like much cleaner fights early on, and then I think as the episode went on, they got progressively sloppier. But that's okay. We hung in there and still managed to survive. We didn't have to pop Ancestor Guardian or anything like that. Got some really good loot too that I'm happy about that we'll definitely be using in future episodes. So if you have any comments or feedback, let me know below or on Discord. And like I said, I will be on vacation for a little bit of time, so the next episode will probably be at the very, very end of July or maybe in early August. So maybe that's a good thing I did a longer episode. Give you something to enjoy before I get to film my next episode in a few weeks. Oh my god, we also got to see Tani the Spellblade. Like, look at her. Casting things in heavy armor. I mean, like, never mind that she can only cast it for 0.5 seconds, but hey, she's moving up in the world. We are officially a Spellblade now. Woo! Victory jumps! Alright, well, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you all next time. Have a great month of July, and I'll see you soon. Bye, friends!